The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I have to say, I love that opening every time it cracks
me up. Made by the wonderful Perry Chan, sung by the exceedingly gay Dan Vask.
I love the car part.
Yeah.
The heads in the car.
It's good opening. It's good. Yeah, it's good opening. Hi everyone, welcome to the Real BBC.
I was muted. That makes up for it. What's up?
Hi everyone.
I can fuck with you all day.
Is that you doing that, Gary?
That's me.
I will use my clout to... Hi everyone. Welcome to the Real BBC. I'm your host this week, Az from HeelvsBabyface. We've got a very special guest. Mauler's
asleep.
Between dimensions, probably.
Yeah, between dimensions.
Yeah. Passing between worlds, worlds between worlds, universes between universes. Gary's sick,
but I'm
so
here.
He's off camera, but he's here, and he's definitely queer.
Hey, boys.
But... more importantly, we have a very special guest today as well. We've got Graham Nolan. So before we go into that, Gary, how you doing? No, I will not. How you doing, Gary?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm alive. I feel better. I know that was called a lead-in, but yeah, I'm not on camera. I probably could be because I'm feeling better than when I messaged you. Because the lovely Mrs. Nerdrotic made me a couple cups of tea. The only proper time to drink tea is when you're sick. Every other time, you're gay. Just wanted to point that out.
Or English.
Or English.
And that's a game that you can play. Gay or English.
Yeah, that's a blurry line right there.
You know, it's one of these things. You know,
yeah, it's like,
you know, Morrissey. Does he crush pussy or is he gay? I don't know.
Right. Well, first of all, Morrissey's probably got more Irish blood in him than English blood. Okay.
Hold on now.
Just saying, Graham.
Hold on now.
Just saying.
Now we're coming home.
Also, is there anybody who thinks Morrissey's straight? Come on.
I don't.
Come on. Nobody thinks Morrissey. Why are we only going to talk about Morrissey in 2024?
I don't know. It just came up. I still got some of the fever dream shit going on right now. No, it's all good. Glad to be here. Hail chat. Glad to be here with Graham and Mahler. It's great to be here with Mahler. Thanks, Mahler.
Tea is wonderful, Soskers. Good to see Soskers in the chat. How you doing, ladies?
Ladies.
Oof.
That's all right. This is the triumvirate right here.
There you go.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
Apart from all that, I miss him already. I miss him. I had big plans today, Gary. Well, I say big plans. I got up early today. Got up at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Started my day off. Packed some geeky stuff here. Storage opens at 8:30. Went to storage, put it in storage. After I put it in storage, I went straight to the gym. Did a session at the gym. Back, biceps, get my pump on. After that, walked across to the supermarket next door. Couldn't get to the checkouts. Too many fucking pride flags wrapped around everything. Managed to buy some food eventually. Went home.
What was the
Got
food's
home.
pronouns?
Eat me.
Okay.
When I got home, about midday now. We're up to about midday, half past midday. And I'm like, right, now let's get on with the video before FNT. And sat down on the sofa, fell asleep.
That happens to me all the time. It's called getting old.
It's called getting old.
Especially after the gym. It sucks that you get to go to the gym. Like I gotta wait till tomorrow.
Doesn't suck at all that I get to go to the gym.
No, I'm just jealous. That's all.
Yeah, it's a good set. Did back to that. Oh, I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Fucking hell. I had a right one with it today. Oof. I did seven different bat machines today, and there was an 8th, but after I finished the 7th one, I was like, "You're gonna really fucking hurt tomorrow, mate." Quick.
I did legs and arms today.
There you go.
Tomorrow,
Crush the getaway sticks.
That's right. You know what? What good is all that upper body strength if you can't get away? You know, running is part of fight or flight. You know, sometimes it's just bigger fish. You better.
No, I think you're running at somebody
or running at somebody.
Fight or flight. Might is right.
Hey, the fact that we can run at our age is a victory. It's just that's a victory.
What's this wee business?
Okay, I can run at my age.
I meander.
I left my phone in a taxi in the UK and I sprinted and I fucking caught that thing. Okay. So I caught that taxi. I still got it, baby. I was like, yeah.
I would have cheered you on.
Thank you.
Go, Gary, run.
I was gone. I look like Tom Cruise. Oh, okay. I didn't look like Tom Cruise, but I looked like Tom Cruise if he was a little taller and looked his age. And
he does do that, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. I caught that damn taxi.
If you think the video game animations of characters running are bad, then just watch Tom Cruise running. You'll be like, oh no, they're absolutely spot on and correct.
Spot on. How you doing, Graham?
I'm a real prick when it comes to watching movies and action stars run. Because you can always tell the guys who are not good runners. And my daughters make fun of me because I'm always like bad runner.
Yeah.
Good runner.
Who's good? Who's a good runner? Give us an example of a good runner and a bad runner.
Good runner, Sean Connery. He looks like a panther when he runs.
Ooh.
Yes.
Very leaf. Yes. He knows what he's doing. He runs straight. His head is straight. And he runs with authority. Bad runner, Liam Neeson.
Oh.
That guy's got lead weights in his feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
Worst runner, Jodie Whittaker.
Oh,
runs like a duck.
No, the worst one is that English actor, Warner.
David
David Warner? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen him run. What did he run?
I don't think I've ever seen him run. I've seen him sit down in plenty of chairs, give him monologue.
He runs in is it Somewhere in Time? The one where he's
yes. Yeah.
And he runs like a duck.
Going way back.
His feet are way out like this, and
the Whittaker run. Gotcha.
The Whittaker run. Yeah. That's a good movie, though. I like that
Warner,
movie.
by the way.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. It's a fun movie.
Great actor. One of my favorite. I mean, that 2-parter from TNG season 5.
Dude, Time Bandits.
Just wonderful. And of course, he's in Exorcist, isn't he?
Doesn't
he get his head cut off?
No, not The Exorcist. Isn't it The Omen?
The Omen.
Yeah.
Omen. That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gets his head cut off with a sheet of glass.
Yeah, right. Another bad runner. Harrison Ford.
Oh, I know.
He does kind of run kind of weird.
Yeah, he runs like he's protecting his knees.
Yeah, like he's got bad knees. I think he's just got bad knees. Yeah.
I think he's got a very distinct run about him because that's okay. That's okay.
He runs like a guy who's
like he runs fast,
who's had multiple injuries, and he has. So like he's broken a lot of bones.
Stop crashing fucking planes, then.
Well, yeah, but there was even before that. Like he was really clumsy on set. Yeah, I think he's just a clumsy guy.
How did
Probably-
he?
probably
How
for
did he
smoking
actually
pot.
do that? How did he
Hmm?
get his scar? How did he actually get his scar? You know,
I think that
Oh.
was. I remember the story, and now I don't remember.
No,
Like a
I've
cheat.
forgotten. I want to say it was like a car accident, but I could be wrong.
Better question is how did Mark Hamill acquire such a strong actually it's like stage 4 TDS. How did he acquire that? I think it is scar.
I don't know, because a few years ago, I'm going to say 2015, 2016, for Easter, I got an R2D2 Easter chocolate thing. Looked like R2D2's chocolate. And I tweeted it at Mark Hamill, and he liked the tweet. And I was like, isn't Mark Hamill a nice guy? And then two years later, he's mentally ill and he's wanting to kill his granddaughter. I'm just like, what happened?
I don't know. I just have a lot of fun on Twitter every time
Do you think the last?
Oh
'cause
yeah, you hammered him one day.
Oh.
You know? Oh, you hammered him about that.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, he got a Volvo steering wheel in the face.
Yeah, he got a car accident. Yes.
Was that the in vogue thing for Star Wars actors to just get into car crashes?
Yeah, well, Mark Hamill, like, didn't he go through the windshield or something like that? And
He had a bad one.
He had a bad one. They had to reconstruct his face.
Had to reconstruct his face, yeah.
You know, versus the first one. You know,
Yeah,
he had
he's
that
very fresh
California
face.
surf face. You know, in the first
Yeah,
one. In the second
yeah.
one, he looked like a guy who had some plastic surgery. I mean, he just looked puffier and different. You know, you could tell.
Corvette summer
special in the Christmas special, where his hair's all cut short by then. But in that Christmas special, which people, they try to get shots from the other side to protect the accident that he's gone through.
Have you guys seen the Donnie and Marie Star Wars thing?
No.
Oh, dude, you've got to see this. It's this dance sequence with where Marie is Princess Leia, Donnie is Luke, and Chris Christopherson.
Wow.
Is Han Solo, and Chris Christopherson
isn't Red Fox Obi-Wan?
What's that?
Isn't Red Fox Obi-Wan, or am I mixing that one up with the?
Well, he's not in this dance sequence. I don't know if he was on that show, but Chris Christopherson looks like he would rather have a root canal than be on that stage. He looks so uncomfortable, not knowing where to look, and he's trying to. They're trying to act like these stormtroopers are surrounding him. We should pull it up and play it for the audience because it is freaking hysterical.
It's pretty funny. There is one where Red Fox is Obi-Wan, which is great.
That would be
fucking funny. I can't remember which one. I watched them all live.
Donnie Marie Star Wars special.
Yeah,
I found it.
And then speaking of that, after that, we have Drunk 3PO. Shout out to Jay. He never gets shout out enough. You know, did find the protest, the Gina Carano protest at the convention. Dude, we got to show that video. It's fucking hilarious. Later on.
How did that work out for them?
We'll see.
Okay. Hey,
We'll
right. Let's there's one that's 12 minutes long. We ain't gonna watch this. This is a minute long. Let's just see what we got here.
Oh,
Donnie
God.
and Marie.
Here we go.
I love the 70s. My childhood.
Can't believe the things that you do.
And you pause it for a second. You know what's funny? Is like Disney made Star Wars more gay than this.
Yeah. Just keep watching Chris Christopherson because that's the money shot.
Dude, this is great.
Oh my God. This feels like the latest what is it? The cruise ship hotel that they just did. That got closed down.
Play hide and seek the way that you do.
Oh wow.
Look at them bumping into each other.
Look out, people, 'cause here we
No.
I can't believe you haven't seen this. This is gold.
Oh God in heaven!
This is American television in the 70s.
Get ready, get ready.
Wait a minute. Wait, what are you? I know. I mean, what are you meant to be in Star Wars? Are they
Chris
the
Christopherson, I think he just told Marie, "You owe me so much fucking money for this." I think like he looks.
These are the Imperial slave droids, aren't they? The ones that bark the orders to the other droids. Hey,
Hello.
buddy.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
All right, I'm late, gentlemen.
Between worlds again.
Yes,
Oh yes.
Stepping between dimensions. We're watching a Star Wars special.
mind the gap.
Get ready, here we come. Get ready.
Because it doesn't even look like it. Like, what the fuck am I meant to do here? Hey,
Dude, Chris Christopherson's like a fucking badass, right? Like,
oh yeah,
it'll-
he's a Rhodes Scholar. He's a
He's a
boxer.
mansman.
He's a songwriter. The
Yeah.
dude is very well rounded, and he's up here, trying to pretend he's interested in playing this dopey role of Han Solo.
I know. Oh,
Chewbacca's looking very carpety, by the way. Just saying.
yeah.
Here we come. Get ready, 'cause here we come.
I mean, okay, Marie's a pretty hot Princess Leia. Let's just be real there.
Which one took the most drugs, Carrie Fisher or
Chris Christopherson, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a close second, but like he survived, so he won.
Yeah.
he didn't stroke out either.
Yeah.
Wow. Still better than Ahsoka.
Donnie and Marie, Mormon.
Definitely. Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely still better than Ahsoka. I'd watch this over Ahsoka.
More dramatic.
What the fuck? It's the Donnie and Marie special. Donnie and Marie were a Mormon brother and sister team, quite popular in the late 70s.
hmm
Had a variety show. Variety shows were quite popular in the late 70s, and they were
Yeah.
awful. Like every
Everybody
single
had
one. Everybody had one, and we all watched them because we had no choice.
hmm
That was it.
Yeah, we had 3 stations and PBS.
Yep. And
Now,
which means we had
almost got TDS, which is close.
wait, I got it. There you go. I'm sorry I was a little late with that one.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Let's finish this off.
Wow.
As the actress said to the bishop.
Get ready, 'cause here we come. Get ready, 'cause here we come.
Wow.
Get
Wow.
ready, 'cause here we come.
Chris
What
Christopherson
did he
just
just
leant in and
whisper to
said,
her?
he said, I'm going to fucking kill you.
I'm pretty sure you said that.
He
I'm gonna
probably
fucking
said,
kill
"Did
you."
you actually pay the choreographer? Because there is no choreography in this thing."
God, just imagine backstage.
I was in a Star is Born. I'm a Rhodes Scholar.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a band with Johnny Cash in 20 years. Fuck you.
Yeah. I've been in a Sam Peckinpah movie, for Christ's sake.
Yes.
Man.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Fuckity fuck. Is that what that stands for?
That's awesome.
I'm actually going to give that a thumbs up.
I would too. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
That's giving a thumbs up for me.
Okay, so hang on. Well, you keep going. I'm going to find
Here I come.
Red Fox as Obi-Wan.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
I know. I
Please.
saw it. Come on.
Anyway. Morley, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Okay. What are you doing? What are you not here today?
I was just what I've been up to today will be evident tomorrow. That's what. And it's just been nonstop clicking, and I decided to give the old eyes a rest, and then I was like, oh shit. Well, actually, I wasn't like, oh shit. I woke up, and then I was like, why is my phone making noises? And then you know how it goes. Your brain catches up with reality.
I hate when that happens, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the fantasy bit's probably a bit better.
Oh, because you're like, I way prefer just being in dream world where everything is perfect. Unless you're having a nightmare, I suppose.
I had a dream today. I can't. What are you doing, Gary? Okay, we got more.
Is this the Red Fox one?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Donnie and Marie Osmond show.
What the fuck is going on with my?
No, mine did that. My YouTube did that as well. You got to go full. You got to go full screen for it to
I
sort
can't
itself
right
out.
now. There's nothing.
You got to scroll down. You got to scroll down to get the things. That's
Oh,
it.
Jesus,
Yeah,
what the
no,
fuck's
it's
going on?
I don't know. It's YouTubing, isn't it?
It's YouTube. Oh, there we go. I just wanted to show
Oh no!
Red
There
Fox.
is-
They go by. They go by.
Yeah, buckety bye.
And here comes.
We're just going in our TARDIS.
Changing out here in space. I come from a distant planet called Sanford.
Can you hear it? Probably not.
Yeah,
Oh, you can?
I can
Yeah.
hear it. Yeah.
That planet has its own moon, its own stars, and its own galaxy. But this year, Sanford has no sun.
Oh, that's right.
That's gonna be a topical joke.
It is because the guy from Sanford and Son left the show. Remember he got mad. and
Oh,
left the
that's
show.
right. DeMond Wilson.
Yeah. Oh
No,
wow.
I don't.
Red Fox is Obi-Wan, man. Fuck yeah.
He's another one who looks like he'd rather be somewhere else.
Oh hell yeah. Well, God.
He was in his 40s there. Fuck off. He was in his 90s. You know.
No, people like looked. Yeah, William Hartnell. William Hartnell was like what 54?
I think
52?
50. I think 56.
No, because I think Peter Capaldi was older than William Hartnell when he took the role. Hartnell looked like he was in the 70s, dude. Okay.
I know.
Well, did you ever see Lee Marvin?
55.
Okay.
Lee Marvin died at 63.
Yeah.
And
He looks
you see-
90.
He looks like he's 90. He's a year older than me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So William Hartnell was a year older than I am when he took over Doctor Who.
Right. I'm not simping here, Graham, but for 62, you look
You're simping.
fucking amazing.
It's clean
Right.
living, good bourbon, and cigars.
Play the music. Play the music. Oh, fucking
Cigars.
day,
I
mate.
knew it would be cigars.
Hey,
Yeah.
cigars. Cigars are good. Are awesome.
So you're telling me to get healthier, I need to start smoking and drinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not drinking, but like
Yeah,
smoking a
drink.
cigar, like floating around in your pool. Like, yeah, that's
Would smash
bad.
Graham. Definitely. 60. That's crazy, man. That's crazy, dude.
Graham's got a bunch of lady simps on Twitter.
What else he has?
I love it. Look at Taddy. Mm.
Oh,
Ladies,
please.
Do you call them limps?
I wish.
Yes.
When I'm 62, which is going to be in
And I'm 62.
When I'm 62.
41 years' time, I am.
Wait, huh?
In my pants, I will poo.
When I'm 62 next year. I wish I looked as good as that. Holy shit. Actually, let's just make it to 62 for me. That'd be good. If I
Hey,
can
you're
make
doing
it to
good, man. I see your stats every week that you post. That's fantastic, dude.
Yeah. That's like cutting everything out so I can start drinking and smoking in my 50s.
That's what we're all aiming for.
You got to
know?
prep the body.
No alcohol for 2 years.
Yeah.
Now we're hitting it.
I'm just sober. So when I hit when and if I hit like 80, I'm just gonna start mainlining drugs I've never tried before. I think the fentanyl thing will be worked out by then, right? I mean, because that's when
No,
the media
probably
is
not.
coming down. So
Well, hopefully they sort out that you plug your head into some kind of VR thing and you just, drool as you're in the most amazing
Why?
imaginary world ever.
Just go to Canada. Canada have got dispensers for coke, meth, everything. Just dispensers for it. Here I'd like $20 of meth, please. You put $20 in the machine. It gives you a box saying it's probably not good for you, but here, have some meth.
we need to build a wall on the north too. I think once we're done with the southern wall, we need to work on that northern wall.
Gary's working all around your house. It's been like, here we go, build it high.
Or in Minecraft, you could just drag drag the guy out of his building and fucking string him up in Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft's gonna be
Right.
amazing in 20 years.
There is no crime here anymore. That's because you decriminalized everything. Oh, well, yeah, but no crime.
No crime.
Yeah, bigotry of low expectation there. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Ah, Graham Nolan, welcome to the show.
Oh, we're still on intro. That's good.
Always fun to be here.
How you doing, Graham?
I'm doing great.
Great to have you back.
Oh, it's always fun. Always fun.
Hey, boy. Here it is. I get to act professional while inside simp like a little schoolgirl every time you're on the show.
Oh,
And it's great.
Minus the acting professional.
I was going to say something, but I can't say it. I can't say it because I can't say it. I'll tell you later. But I've done something Graham Nolan related recently. That's what I'm gonna say.
I wasn't supposed to say something, and then Quarterblack said it, and then a bunch of rumors went around. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So we're on Forbidden Frontier. We're just kind of shooting the shit towards the end, and I'm like, yeah, and we got started talking about pop culture. I'm like, yeah, there's a cameo that I know about in Deadpool 3. Not supposed to say anything, but I've hinted it so much that yeah, exactly. I'll tell you guys before it happens, but I'll give you a warning so it's not a spoiler. And then Garrett goes, really short arms, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. Man. Everybody guessed it. So
you should have dropped a letter per week on whatever stream you're on, and then people could put it together.
Right. So then on my square up, like a day later, I just said it. It's Henry Cavill as a Wolverine variant, and that could change, because he's not wearing necessarily a costume, that as far as I know. But that's what I was told. And then all of a sudden, Henry Cavill signs with Marvel, and to be fair, the Captain Britain rumor has been out there for a long time. Yeah. But
if he is, that'd be great. Well, it'd be great if it's a good film, of course. It'd be shite if it's not, but
I think he'd be better Union Jack.
Yeah, but he's not. That's Olivia Colman for some reason.
Well, it's his descendant. Union Jack's a fucking awesome character, by the way. Love Union Jack. Great costume. But yeah, so he's gonna be a Wolverine variant in Deadpool 3 for just a quick cameo. That's his appearance. Oh, we got I put drunk 3PO's. Are we going to introduce Mahler?
Okay.
Does he lose his
Mahler. I introduced him.
You said howdy.
Hi.
Mahler just Before we do, there's a couple of things.
Yeah.
In the description chat, there is 2 links today. There is one to Graham's Indiegogo campaign, which we will discuss during the show. We'll go through the trailer. We'll go through all. Graham can explain Return to Monster Island to us. It's also the pinned comment in the chat for you to go there and support him. There's also another link. This is a personal thing. So you guys are normally very generous indeed with your super chats on the Real BBC. Can't thank you enough. Your generosity is beautiful. I've actually put a link to a GoFundMe for a kitty cat. There is a kitty cat. Somebody who supports the channel. They saved 15 kitty cats a few months ago. Started to rehouse them. One of the kitty cats that got rehoused got attacked by another one of the kitty cat. Had its eye. So, but instead of destroying any of the cats, they just rehoused the other cat. Made sure the cat that was angry was just on its own, so it's nice and chill. But this one needed a lot of work done to it. And the person that saved the cats paid out their own pocket. So, if you are thinking of super chatting today, not supporting Graham, if you're supporting Graham, you go support Graham. Boom. We're going to get onto that. But if you're thinking about super chat today, please go to that GoFundMe and use that super chat money to support the fees for that kitty cat. And it'll show you everything. There's pictures there. It's sad. It's a kitty. You know me. I'm a big fan of pussy. God damn it! I got myself in a fucking hole there. Didn't I?
And there it is.
Hey! Please go to GoFundMe and use that super chat money to help those vet fees because they are pretty substantial, and any help that you could give to them would be wonderful. So thank you so much. You do me proud. You do me good. So this is the least that I can ask. Thank you so much indeed. Drunk 3 fucking hell. Segue from that to drunk fucking 3PO. Are you kidding me?
We've done worse segues.
We have. All right. Yeah, but it's fucking Jay. Don't subscribe to Drunk 3PO.
So to set it up, there was a 2 cosplayers who wanted to ban Gina Carano from a convention in Canada because she was going to bring a bunch of dangerous people.
Yeah,
I mean,
stormtroopers and everything.
Yeah, right. 501st or whatever. Well, fucking who cares? I'd say the most dangerous people are Last Jedi fans, but that'd be dangerous to be around like as they're parking their cars or whatever. Because but all these dangerous people out there, and so they wanted to ban her, and one of the Canadian news agencies like ran a whole fucking segment on this, right? Making a big deal out of these 2 cosplayers who were probably not going to go anyway and just wanted to get some clout, whatever. So then a flyer was put up. If you go later, I mean, because most of this video is just Jay walking towards them. And
jaywalking.
Jaywalking. So go in about a minute. I would say.
God, he's still
the flyers in the beginning there. Oh wait, go back to the flyer real quick and show in the flyer. It says "Bring Pride." Hang on, click on that. It says "Wear your cosplay, make signs, bring pride flags, make noise."
That was a very bad idea because I'm pretty sure that banner is actionable.
Well, I mean, Jay has a little trouble finding. Go like about a minute in, you can see Jay's like, I can't find these people.
Of course he can't. He's fucking Jay. Right. Let's hear about here.
Yeah.
Bloody Vancouver.
We love you, Jay.
Sorry, Soskers. Let's go.
Let's see. Just people taking pictures here at the front. And
is it them? Is it them?
Oh, he finds them eventually. But
That's it. There's gonna be the 2 people talking.
Yeah.
I think I found it actually. I found it.
It's not that good.
On the other side of the building. So here we go. I'll show you. There it is.
Wow. Wow. Do you know, we should have played a game before we got to this. Just saying, what do they look like?
Well, I thought you were going to guess how many there would be.
What do they look like? I think we all would have won that game. All of us.
Overweight, colored hair.
Pride flag, obviously. Draped in the Yahtzee flag.
Piercings. Don't forget the piercings.
Yeah.
Oh. Probably zipper tits mutilations. Got it.
Yep. Here they come.
That is it. Well, at least they found a safe space.
Yeah, on the streets of Canada.
Yeah.
I want Jay to like whoop them on, be like, yeah, join them.
The mean streets of Vancouver.
Dude, pull an Alex Stein and just go, yeah. Trans kids are awesome. Woo, yeah.
There's McDonald's over there. Okay.
Man, why is that such a fucking dystopian McDonald's sign?
I know, it's just like, wait, why is this part of Vancouver black and white?
Do you remember do you guys know what McDonald's used? It's brutalism.
Like time?
Brutalism.
What happened to yellow and red?
I don't know. It's like, oh, it's McDonald's.
Those are triggering colors.
Not particularly feeling it. Not particularly feeling it.
It's not necessarily. What about the colorblind? You aren't thinking about the colorblind. That's what it is.
Well, that's their fucking problem, not mine.
Your color vision privilege is showing.
Color impaired, please. Get it right.
Okay.
Isn't Jay colorblind?
Sure.
Is it? No, somebody in our sphere is colorblind. No, it's Krigler. It's Krigler, isn't it?
Well, Krigler's blind to a lot of things, like good movies.
Well, yes,
No,
but
the
I think he's
comics
Krigler's
division.
colorblind as
Comics
well.
division's blind in one eye.
Blind in one eye, yes. Yeah, he's our disabled representation for
He is.
FNC.
So you got to like kind of like strategize how you're going to talk to him. So you're like, okay, which eye am I
If he's-
looking at?
Yeah,
Blind in one
who
eye,
am I looking? Where am I
like-
looking?
Yeah.
Does he need to wear like an eye patch then? Because it would.
I think he should. I tried to talk him into it because it would make him look cooler. He'd look
Well,
like
there's
the little
that, but I also
pirate.
meant like just with eyes compensating and stuff. But is it like is he like completely blind in one eye?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got a fake eye, doesn't he? He doesn't have a fake eye.
So when he picked me up,
Columbo?
to take me to Reverend Horton Eat, it was an interesting drive, and I'm like, how's he seeing out that rearview mirror on the side?
And that's just because he's tiny.
Turn your. I know. Oh, you know,
How can he see it? How can he see it? He's so small.
If we do our cannonball run, we need to team comics division with Mark the Cyborg.
One of them's blind and one of them's lame.
They both get the best parking spaces.
Yeah, everyone's fighting for a parking space, and they just go.
They hit a few cars on the way in. Who cares?
This will teach you to taking a piss out of us, you fucking assholes.
Oh,
Fucking assholes. Wish I had one leg.
well, we go from the legitimately handicapped to the mentally handicapped here.
Oh, okay. Hey, yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's quite a crowd they got.
I don't know about you, but I can smell this already. Woohoo! Keep fandom safe. Keep bigots out of safe spaces.
The person with the skull face and the kitty ear headphones wants to keep fandom safe. I think we are keeping fandom safe by having these people outside away from children.
Yes.
Yes. And also, I don't understand why do you want to hide your identities?
Yeah.
So was it 4 in total?
It is 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are they protesting adjacent?
Maybe. I think
these even the
they're just lost Asian
Toronto
people. These Asian people, they're just lost. They have no
They're looking to cross the road. They're waiting for the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, not them. There's that one person just to the
here.
left of them, maybe who may be attached, maybe not. But
I think this baby's also protesting.
Yeah, I think the child in the stroller is protesting. What? Okay, what about that? Why is somebody holding an envelope? Why is somebody holding a fucking envelope on the side? What the fuck is that? What the hell?
Is that your P45? I don't know. Your pink slip? I don't know what you call it.
What does it say? I can't even see what it says. I can clearly see the keep bigots out of our safe space.
Yeah. That's nothing. I don't know. I don't think there's anything on there. Maybe she got it the wrong way round.
Is she trying to white balance Chase camera?
Maybe just a fucking retard on it. She's looking at it.
I don't know. Maybe she's reading her on the side.
Oh, no, sorry. My mistake. Sorry, dude. My mistake.
Yeah.
My mistake, dude.
Maybe she thinks you need to face the sign to her so she can read it. She's got it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's got it the wrong way.
He's got it wrong way.
Yeah.
I think this is a protest. I think they just want to hide.
Good Lord.
What? Oh, more flags. Wow. This stinks. This big. This.
Yeah,
I
think. Well, the protest obviously worked. I mean, it was a resounding success.
Yeah, I mean, look at Gina Carano, and then look at these very sane, normal people. I mean, why wouldn't you listen to what these clearly sane and not absolutely mentally ill, disturbed people think?
Somebody should tell that dude on the right, though, the protest sign goes the other way.
Yeah. Also, make it bigger so people can read it anyway. Yeah. Also, use a pen.
Well, I'm assuming they might have written like with a white pen. You need to write on a black pen on a white background. Yeah. So it comes through.
Well, they're a geek, right? So maybe they used invisible ink.
Oh, that'd be cool. It's a little secret message you can get if you have. Oh, do you know?
Gary, you know what that is. You know
What?
that you know what that is.
It's the doctor's thing.
Oh, it's the psychic envelope.
It's the psychic paper, man.
It's the psychic protest sign.
I
Yeah.
was actually going to bring up. Either of you guys, did you get a sonic screwdriver that you could knock off the bottom of it and there's a little pen you could write with, and then if you actually scan, it would show up as a message. That shit's so cool.
I have that. I have that. Those go for like a lot of money now.
That was the Ninth Doctor's. You took the end off. You could write an invisible ink, then you turned it over, turned on the screwdriver, and you could see what you've written.
Yeah, like a black light. So yeah,
you could write the.
Don't use it in my bedroom.
Life. Why not?
Just don't.
Jackson Pollock. We aiming for that?
Yeah. Do you believe that joke was in a Marvel movie, dude?
Yes.
Gary, it's gone well beyond like what a funny joke that was in a Marvel movie to wow, there was a joke in a Marvel movie that made people laugh.
That was
period. Yeah,
fucking hilarious.
Let's see what these wonderful people have to say.
Ooh.
There's Zipper Tits.
Yeah!
There it is.
Wow.
Well, that's it. 4 people.
Oh wow! It's 5, Jay.
It was
It's
5. See how he just under exaggerates to make it seem like it was nothing.
I know.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, fucking LJ. Unsubscribe from Drunk 3PO.
He can't count protesters.
Yeah.
Also, it would have been fun for him to introduce himself just to see if anyone recognized him.
I don't know.
What?
Maybe I would.
I guess the question is it 5 men or 5 women? I think it's 5 men.
Oh, I don't care.
I don't care either. But they're like, hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go.
Keep Gina Carano out of women's spaces.
Yes. Let
And
us
pass me
into the
the
women's
bread.
bathroom.
Pass me the bread. Pass me the potatoes.
Woo.
Yeah, they're just ready. They're just desperate to walk into a women's changing room, aren't they?
Right.
Well, that's it. 4 people.
5.
And they didn't really want to talk to anyone. They just wanted people to read their signs. Didn't really say anything about Gene.
Okay, which sign? This sign?
Don't you think if this is the Gina meetup, they should have a Gina sign?
Yeah.
Keep big out of safe spaces. Well, no, I mean, you are in a safe space right now. God, but look. What is this? What are they? Fucking get a shower, fuck's sake.
It just said keep Fan Expo a safe space. And they
Jesus Christ, Jay! Can you keep bigots out of safe spaces? Come on, man.
trying.
A 2-minute video. A 2-minute
You're a
video.
reporter on the ground, okay? Get some things wrong.
Oh, gee, this is what.
safe space, and they cheered for all the cosplayers that walked by. So this is your on the street reporter.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, wow, I predicted this shit.
This is the best cosplayer. That's a man pretending to be a woman.
It would be funny though if you walk past them in an amazing cosplay and they'll like cheer you on, and you go, "No, I'm a bigot."
I'm a bigot.
You know,
I'm a bigot. I'm a homophobe. I'm a racist, and I'm white supreme. Yay, cosplay!
but I am dressed as
Yeah.
Yoda, so yeah. And they have to weigh it up.
Comic division back into it, hey? Well done, Jay. Great on the street reporting. You counted the number of people wrong, and you read the sign incorrectly.
He's trying down. He's getting there.
Subscribe to Drunk 3PO because that's the only way you get subscription.
Oh my God.
By shout outs. By everyone else. If you take away all his shout out subscriptions, he's got about 3. And that's Gina Carano, him, and his mom.
And your
Damn it,
mom.
as he's trying. He is fucking trying. He is fucking trying. Damn right he's fucking trying.
Yeah.
Graham, let's go from the ridiculous to the sublime. Let's subvert that. You got a new book.
I do. New campaign, Return to Monster Island.
Chiboy. There is a trailer. Let's have a look at your trailer. Oh my god, did you see did you see that? Okay. We'll see that later.
What is it?
Oh, DSP's now he's bringing his wife on the stream to try and get money. And she's just fucking not having it.
Poor woman.
Right. Let's not be distracted by the DSPisms. Let's watch something good. This is 1 minute 15. I bet this is more accurate than fucking Jay's. Good trailer, Graham.
Return to Monster Island.
Okay. See?
Oh, the Kirby S
This was a fun
monsters too. Those are freaking rad.
Somebody said that art looks great. Yeah, that's that guy. That's that guy right there.
The one and the same.
Yeah.
Graham, talk to us about Return to Monster Island.
Yeah.
Please.
This Monster Island was a comic that I started my company with, Compass Comics, back in 1998. There it is. That's the original right there. And I wrote that comic because I didn't like the direction comics were going even back then.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something that my daughters, who were young at the time, could read and enjoy on one level, and then my adult friends could enjoy on another level.
Yeah,
so that was the impetus for Monster Island. Then a few years ago, I did a sequel, Return to Monster Island, and Ominous Press published it. But I wanted to make sure that it came back to the Compass Comics banner. So right now, you can get caught up on all things Monster Island in this campaign. You get the first one, which is being reprinted, and Return to Monster Island as well, with all kinds of backstage goodies, designs, comic strips. I even have rejection letters in there from people that I tried to sell it to, which is kind of cool. And this is all in preparation for, at the end of the year, I'll be launching the third part of the trilogy, which is Escape from Monster Island.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
I have a request, Graham.
Yes, sir.
I've yet to make my purchase, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Not that I'm not going to. Of course I'm going to. Because I knew you come on the show, and I wanted to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
When I pick a tier that I want, there are other tiers that I want to add to that. But when I put the first tier on, when I get there, it's not letting me add any of the other tiers. So is there any way that you can once you've added one tier, add another tier, and then it just all adds up in the
You can't add tiers as add-ons, but you can add individual things. So I think almost for every tier there are add-ons of other things.
Right.
So yeah, so when you go there, like if there are certain things that aren't a tier, like the shirts, the Compass Comics shirt or the Monster Island shirt, that's an add-on. But like if you bought a copy of the framed comic, You could
Yeah,
add
yeah.
on an unframed version or a or the Monster Island or the Return to Monster Island onto it.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
Because I wanted like
Yeah. And I just added this afternoon. I'm not sure if you refreshed yours or how long yours has been up, but
since the beginning of the stream.
Cover quality commissions. Only 10 of them are available. If that's the bottom, then you need to refresh it.
Okay, hold on a sec. Yeah. Okay, let's reshare. Let's just make sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Indiegogo. I just had to do that in case it logged me back in again. Dark Snoop.
There it is.
Oh, okay. So there's okay.
These are, full illustration 11 by 17s, just like I would do for DC Comics. And there's only 10 of them available. They just went up this afternoon. So, and I don't do commissions throughout the year. The only times I'll do them is if I put them up as part of one of my campaigns. Because I'm too busy writing, illustrating, streaming, and everything else to do commissions. So I do put them up here for people that have been wanting them. But I have to limit them. So there's only 10
yeah. Because
so you can get them done.
Yeah, they take a little bit of time.
A lot of time.
Yeah. These aren't sketches. These are full pen and ink, the whole 9 yards.
Like real pages. That's a great price for that. Too.
I know. I think we're gonna have to have one of them.
I was gonna say, but there's only 10.
I know. Chat
save the spot.
9 of you, well done. 9 of you, well done. Me, I'll take the 10.
Yes. So you can choose from. There's a choice of DC Comics characters. So it's that I'm known for. So it's Batman, Bane, and the Joker. Or Compass Comics characters, the Shanu, Joe Frankenstein, Misty and Mike, or Mac and Duke.
Could you do Bane versus the Silver? Okay. What about Batman fighting the Shanu?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, there would be. I'd have to add. There have to be an extra character added onto it. So
yeah, because it's one character.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just greedy.
No, but it's
greedy.
It's doable for sure.
Don't be greedy.
Okay. I want to be greedy.
I like greed. Greed is good.
Yeah, greed is good. Greed is good. Yeah. That's a bit of a condensed quote down, but yeah, greed is essentially that's what he said.
Yes.
Okay. No, dude, the my God, that page you sent me from Tech 701, it's just like,
oh, that's cool. I'm glad you like that. Yeah.
I told you, that's gone in my grave. And of course, chat, if you're wondering why you mean Bane, Graham is the co-creator with Chuck Dixon of Bane.
Right. I designed the character. So.
Yeah.
You designed Batman and Robin's Joel Schumacher's Bane?
Yes.
No, not that one.
Oh.
What?
That's the best one.
Oh, I don't like it no more. Jeep Swanson, wasn't it?
Yes.
Then
Swanson
he
or
died.
Swanson? I can't remember.
Swanson, one is something like that. Swanson.
Mm-hmm.
He was so embarrassed by that he died.
Oh.
Well, all the juice he was taking didn't hurt either.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, well, that was the era of the roided out wrestler. So this is chat. The link to this campaign is pinned onto the stream, and if you're watching this on replay and YouTube would demonetize it so the chat isn't showing up, the link to the campaign is also in the description box down below. So click onto that and give this a support. Now that Graham has answered my question, I know how to go get
How to
We're on,
proceed.
yeah, this is on break. This is on proper money. So let's go on to some fake money.
Not arguing with that.
So it's on 57,400 at the moment. 819 backers. Not massive amounts away from 1,000 there. Still 33 days left on the campaign to go. So do not miss out. Yeah, and also if you do go to compasscomics.com and you want an OG and not a reprint of the first one, you do still have a few of them left, I believe.
Yes, there are some of the originals left.
Nice. So you can do that and get yourself up to date even before the campaign eventually releases. But it's
when I launched the Escape from Monster Island, there's going to be an opportunity for the rarest of all Monster Island books, and that was the retailer variant. Back in 1998, if a retailer ordered 10 copies, for every 10 copies they ordered, they get this special cover version. So there was only about 500 of them made, and I have a bunch of them. So I'm gonna put those up as part of the Escape from Monster Island campaign.
Dude, the artwork in this is fucking amazing. Holy.
If you want to scroll down further, you can. There are 10, I think 8 or 10 pages of the book itself. No, go to the left side. There you go. Now scroll down.
Okay, yeah. You mean
okay? I just ordered one, and I'm gonna go do another one.
See, those are the framed versions. Here's the regular one. Yeah, those are the framed covers.
Look at that,
which are really kind of cool.
Yeah.
And those will be the frames will all be spot UV too. So if you've ever ordered any of the Compass Comics books, I always use a spot UV on it because it makes it look so cool. Not awesome. In the original, not in 1998. Yeah. Back then, but the current run of Compass Comics are all perfect bound books with a spine and they're spot UV, and so the frames will be a spot UV on that. And so keep scrolling. It's the framed R2. Am I? Yeah. Now here's the original wraparound cover, which I had recolored by Greg Wright. Who colors most of my books. And so this looks really, really sweet now. There was a lot of limitations in the 1998 coloring job. And so Greg has brought this bad boy up to snuff now, up to 24 standards. So that looks really cool.
I think its coloring looks beautiful. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, on the original cover?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good for the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good for the day.
98.
And then
yeah, boy,
looks awesome.
Yeah, boy.
All right,
there we go.
I'm getting my stuff.
Yeah, boy.
Now, most of my comics, you'll notice, have the Compass Comics logo in red, but the original Monster Island had the first logo in blue. So whenever I do a Monster Island book, I revert the logo to the blue. And so I have the red shirts in the past, and now so I'm doing the blue specifically for the Monster Island campaign because I think it looks really cool on that.
Yeah.
There's a tank top for you guys that go to the gym. You can get one of those. That's it. Get those guns out.
Sun's out, guns out soon. Come on, spring's around the corner. Let's go.
28 days.
And counting.
I like to cut the sleeves off, so I just buy a t-shirt and just cut the sleeves off.
There you go. Old school.
I roll. Yeah.
And now the original Monster Island was done in black and white on what was called do-it-shade board. That was a product that was made that had these lines on it that were in non-repro blue, and you'd put a chemical on it. You could bring the lines out and make it photo ready. It was part of the limitations of the printing process back in the day. And since that book was in black and white and this book was in color, to transition the story, I went from black and white here. I recreated the black and white, and then it'll transition into color because this happens immediately after the last page in the first book. So that's why it's in black and white there.
Okay. Yeah. So,
right.
Sorry, I started reading. It's just like, I just already getting it. Then boom.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so he was having a dream sequence there. Which is funny. Look at the dialogue in the last two panels.
Let me tell you, boys. Duke, hold on now. You guys know that song by the Commodores Brick House? Duke! 36, 24, 36.
36.
Yeah.
What a winning hand!
Yeah.
Dude. Huh?
Because he's talking about this big boob chick that's in the first
I think
book.
you just caught. Yeah. That's what I think I was distracted by, to be honest with you. Looking pretty cozy on the beach together. Oh, this is beautiful stuff.
Great.
Wow. Oops.
I love those triptych panels, like 9-panel pages where you
Yeah.
the emotions and stuff.
You mean comic pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I miss those.
The three things I stress to young artists and people when I'm trying to teach storytelling is my mantra is clarity, dynamics, and immersion.
Yes.
So if you have to tell the story clearly. It doesn't matter how much shit you put in it. If you put it in the wrong place and you lose the reader, you take them out of the immersion. You take them out of the story because they're stopping to either figure out what's going on or to look at all the noodling that you did. Like, look at me. And that's not storytelling. So, the thing that I like to do is make sure that there's plenty of detail, but the detail will focus your eye to where I want you to look or to move you through the story.
And it's
I think
missing.
He turned up at the right time. Looks like Duke and Matt got to save their relationship on Monster Island.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's some good
a little bit of setup. Yeah, a nice little bit of setup for the tension in the old Monster Inn going on.
Yeah, they're at odds right now, and they have to return to Monster Island.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a question. Have you snuck in one of the panels in the background just for the sake of it at Chinook?
Have I put the Chinook in any of the...
Yeah.
No, because I did this. I did the artwork for this before the Chinook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I will drop this little hint.
Ooh.
Wait, did you get your Gosam Matakumba key book?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
All right.
Just for anybody in the chat that ordered the Gosam Matakumba key, those books are shipping. We've got a few, more than a few hundred that have already been sent out. So you'll get a tracking number as soon as your book is ready to go. So don't worry, we're still fulfilling. And you'll get it soon. But the reason I bring it up is because the Gosam Matakumba Key is the book that ties all of my books together, and it sets things up for Escape to Monster Island.
Okay,
and it sets things up for another franchise of mine too. So there's all these little interconnecting things. I've been dropping little what I call Easter eggs in these stories to indicate that the stuff is all part of the same universe. But how do they connect? How is it? How do they really cohesively connect? And that gets explained at the end of the Gosam Matakumba Key to move it forward. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm having so much damn fun. I've been doing this for 40 friggin' years, and I've never had so much fun as I'm having now, writing and producing and dealing with the fans and talking to them directly. You know, there's no middlemen anywhere. It's direct contact with my backers. It's really a dream come true. It only took 40 years, but here it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you said at Compass in 1998. So, you know, technically that's been going 26th year now in its production. Dude, I mean, Graham, like I said, you're one of the reasons why I just fell in love with comics. Your artwork was just absolutely sublime. To me, you did one of the most beautiful Batman, just looking just phenomenal.
Yep.
Appreciate that, man.
And I think my favorite panel of all time in comics is where Batman is outside of the clock, and Azrael's coming up the steps, and it's his turn to point.
Oh, I know the one. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. That's my favorite panel in comics of all time, and he just looks. That's just like fucking ball of Batman there.
Yeah, that was like the
So,
mirror because when Bruce came up.
Yeah, when Bruce
earlier,
came,
he had
Bane was
pointing at him,
yeah. So the flip. Oh, trust me, I saw all of that, mate. I saw all of that. So, I'm absolutely simping on Graham. You know, it's an absolute dream come true when you you know, when you have creators like Alan Grant, Chuck Dixon, Doug Munch doing the writing, and then you have people like Graham and Jim Aparo and Norm Brayfogle and people like that doing the artwork at the time. You know, it was their writing, it was their artwork, which made me fall in love with comics. And you know, here we are 31 years later. 32 years later now from me picking up my first comic to actually having Graham on, and having Graham on multiple times. You know, the world's just a phenomenal place, and it just takes one artist, one writer to shape that, to make you fall in love with comics. And you know, it's just been Kelly Jones, and you know, Kelly Jones he's fucking phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. You know, seeing those, Kelly's covers, and then you had either Jim's interiors or Graham's interiors at the time. You know, Chuck and Alan doing the writing and stuff like that. Doug doing the writing. You know, there was
don't forget Denny O'Neil, who was the captain of the ship. You know, Denny was everything Batman, and you know, he steered the ship in the right direction, and you know, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was the Batverse through and through, and he went on course, as you called it, his retirement plan for the Azrael, getting those 100 issues of Azrael, and Denny, of course, starting the writing on those as well. So it's absolutely amazing stuff. So who knows if you're interested in comics? Yeah, you know, maybe Graham could be your little toe in the water.
Yeah.
The link to this Indiegogo, it's the pinned comment in the chat. And again, if you're watching this on replay and we got demonetized because I said zipper tits, in the description box down below, there is the link to the campaign. Go support Graham. Go support this campaign.
Hell yeah.
Much appreciated, guys. Really.
Graham is one of
Graham
the
still loves
best.
comics too. Like
yes.
you still love drawing. It's that's a rare thing, you know, to still be good at it, you know, to still want to do it, being happier now than you've ever been because you're on your own. Because like owning your own business, like that's the ultimate to me.
Yeah. I mean, Jack Kirby once said that comics will break your heart, but Jack lived in an era where comics could only break your heart because they would chew you up and spit you out when they were done with you. But that paradigm has changed. You know, in today's world, you know, with crowdfunding and with social media and with YouTube channels and stuff, you can bypass all that stuff. You can be the captain of your own ship if you have the desire, the talent, and the energy to do that. Because it's not easy, and not everybody can do it. You know, there's a lot of work, and you have to wear a lot of different hats. But if you love the medium, and you know, I never had a plan B from the time I was 12 years old. This is what I wanted to do. And I would not be gatekept by other people, untalented people. So, you know, I just, you know, I found other ways around. And that's what you do if you want to be successful in anything. Is, you know, you go around it, over it, through it, or under it, and you know, to achieve your goals. And you can do that now. So everybody out there, you know, that's in the chat or watching the show, you know, if you have dreams, you know, you can make them happen. You know, you got to work hard. You got to work smart and understand your business, understand your market, and go out there and get it. And don't let anybody tell you no.
Don't let anybody slow your roll.
That's it.
And don't let yourself slow your roll. That's a problem in
That's
my
true.
life when I was younger.
Get in the way of themselves.
I got in the way of myself, and yeah, it's it's just believing in yourself. It's that simple, but it's not. You also have to be good. You have to be realistic, about it too.
Sure.
But it can always be a hobby or it could be a career. It depends on, like art is a God-given talent. It is. It's something you could get better at. I was just looking at Alex Ross, like he showed up, but he showed his like little drawings of Superman when he was a kid. He just did a like before and after, and that's awesome. And then he pretty much drew like everybody else did when they were in 6 years old. Now he's pretty good, pretty good painter. He's all right,
All right.
So
He's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah.
Dedication, but also having fun is kind of important, I think, too.
It's huge when you're in any creative endeavor. Is you got to have fun. There's plenty of jobs I had to take because I had mouths to feed and mortgages to pay and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't want them. But it beats digging for coal in West Virginia. So you suck it up, you do the job. But when you're having fun, when you're creating your own stuff and going in your own direction, and you have nobody to tell you no, that's not a good idea. I always feel like if I've got a good idea and I like it, that somebody else will like it. Whether a lot of somebody else's will like it, that's the key.
Yeah,
that's somebody's gonna like it because no man's an island. Right. So I explore crazy ideas sometimes and then examine them and say, well, is this good? Is it marketable? Is it viable? Or is it just, a vanity project? Those are the things you have to weigh. The Chenoo and Alien Alamo were all offered to 3 or 4 other publishers and they all turned it down. But I felt that they were good ideas, and it was all about how you execute those ideas. And so I decided, well, okay, I'll launch with those 2, and other people found that they were good ideas too.
There you go.
Great.
I love the Chenoo. I thought it was great. I really did. I thought it was an absolutely great book. Loved it to pieces. Even got the plushie.
Nice.
Have you got any of the plushies? Are there any left on the site at all?
There are. Yeah. We've got some plushies. They're up there. I haven't been pushing them because there's going to be a Chenoo sequel.
Ooh.
And I thought maybe I would keep the plushies for that, but I'm not taking them off the site. So if you go to the Compass Comics website, the plushies are there and you can order as many as you want. But I haven't been pushing them just because I thought, well, if I've got extras, I'll make that part of the Chenoo when I do the next Chenoo campaign.
Good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Sorry, I've just been shopping.
I was shopping while he was...
you. Gary and I can talk.
It's all right. I was able to talk to him and order. Return to Monster Island, $250. Got my little sketch. Monster sketch coming. Really happy about that.
Nice.
I might have just had to snag me a
there you go,
a commission. So there you go.
I'll do it special.
I mean, whatever.
You get extra.
You get extra pencils.
Yes.
Speaking of creative freedom, how's Madam Web doing at the box office?
Oh, let's have a look, because the 6th day is in. Because yesterday was President's Day, and so
you brought up yesterday on our watch party. We saw the Sand Job, by the way, the Grand Tour of the Sand Job, which is fucking 10 out of 10 special. It's so fucking good. You brought up, you're like, it's a 5-day opening weekend. I'm all, oh yeah, it must have been a holiday, and I didn't even know. I'm like, yeah, my kid's home. Why is my kid home? I forgot it was President's Day.
It was President's Day. Well, I mean, it helps if you've actually got a president in your country. Never mind. And
he's ranked. Historians ranked him as the 14th greatest president.
I saw that. 14.
Wow.
And Mark Hamill posted that too.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
he did. And I responded by saying he's a 14th all-time greatest president. And I said Mark Hamill is not the all-time greatest grandfather in any time.
Oh, you did it again.
I did it
How
again.
has he not blocked you yet?
I don't know. I think I'm muted.
Oh,
Oh, that's amazing. That's
In
so
in
funny.
other news, same historians rated The Last Jedi as the greatest movie ever made. So
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay.
historians, these are just like the authoritative sources. By the way, it was is it Yellow Flash who pointed it out that the Mary Sue is on the list of authoritative sources on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Yeah. The Mary Pooh.
The Mary Pooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
let's see how it did.
moving on.
6-day opening weekend, by the way. 6
Mhm.
fucking day opening weekend.
Yeah.
I never got a 6-day when I was working my Joe jobs. I never got a 6-day weekend.
Yeah.
I love that. It was serious vacation time, and we had an add a sick day, and that was probably because I went to Vegas and stayed too long.
I think most people, when you get to 6 days, are more inclined to call it a week rather than a
I
weekend.
would agree with that, Mahler.
It is pretty much there, I would say.
I want to see the 7-day weekend. When are they going to do it?
6 out of 7. 6 out of 7. Well, Tuesdays tend to do better than the Monday. But still, this is 26 million in 6 fucking days.
Nate the Scott, I'm sick. I can barely say words right now, so don't be all grammar Nazi on me.
Yeah.
just 'cause I can't say actual English words properly. Been kicked out
You
of 3
should
high
have said
schools.
you said soices on purpose. It's
I
subtext.
totally said. Well, he said I'd
He's
said
from New York.
authoritative
Choices.
wrong too, and I
Yeah,
probably did. I
My
probably
soices-
did.
My sources.
My sources.
My sources tell me that the fucking ladies are full of shit.
That's right.
What was the budget for
So-
this film?
Right. The reported budget is 80. However, people insiders are saying it's probably more around 110.
Well, that's how much they spent on marketing as well.
Yes.
So they spent more. What I was told from my sources that they spent more money on the marketing than the actual film.
Mm.
But
That's possible.
what's even better is all the actors fucking hate it, and they're pissed, and they're debating on whether one in particular is debating on whether to go off on him.
Who's that?
I wish they would. Oh, well, I can't really say. It's just the guy who played Ezekiel. Rahir Tahim or something like that. Tahim Rahir. Yeah, he's super pissed. He's super fucking pissed.
Why? Because his character was a joke?
How they marketed it, or
no, they
or how it was cut together.
So it was cut
if you'd
together.
seen the film, Graham, you'd fully understand.
You'd understand, like his dubbing or ADR was fucking awful, like a foreign film, to the point where they would when he's talking, they would cut to scenes of the back of his head, and then they'd pan around and he'd be saying something different, and you could just flat out tell, like, and this is a quote unquote high quality multi-million-dollar Hollywood production, and apparently none of the stuff he was saying was the stuff he said when he shot. So I don't know if they edited it differently. I don't know. AI don't know. But like it was, he's pissed. Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny. I'd be pissed too. I'd be pissed at my agent. I'd fire my agent. For one.
I think all of them are considering that.
Oh, Dakota Johnson did. She did fire her agent.
Yeah. After the trailer was released,
we watched a lot of the marketing and her interviews and stuff. I don't know whether or not I don't know whether or not I like her. I think I respect Dakota Johnson for being such a dick to Madam Web in the promotional stuff. It's just funny.
But her acting is horrific.
I have
mean,
nothing to say about her acting because I've only seen her in Madam Web, but from what I gather, she just didn't give a shit.
Well, it's gonna in Madam Web, it absolutely abysmal. It just doesn't care. I haven't seen 50 Shades of Nookie, so I don't know what her acting is like in that. But in this, none of them seemed to give a shit. So it was like phone it in. Everyone just phoned it in. No emotion, no nothing. They read the lines admittedly, the lines were appalling, but they were reading them like, this is appalling.
as,
Yes.
you are so insensitive because making movies
Right.
is hard.
Oh,
Okay.
shut up, Chris.
It's hard. They have to go down
Mm.
into the mines of creative bankruptcy and every day with their helmet and their lunch pail on. And it's just hard. Okay. So you don't understand.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't criticize it because it's hard.
Gary, you know your video on Madam Web has clips from an interview that two of the writers had on, I
Yes.
think, the red carpet.
Yep.
I saw the whole of that interview.
If you see the whole thing, it's worse.
It's so bad.
I just made a point to mention that this needs a Mahler-esque type of breakdown. I did mention you in my video. I'm like, I just don't want to see the movie or watch these clips again. But I collected, our group collected, Lady Greymaster, me, and Perry collected 20 clips. And I watched them all the way through. And I could have put them all in there.
Well, I'm not going to make it a video on it, but something might happen tomorrow that maybe we'll be checking out those clips in some way, shape, or form. And I mean, someone out there is feeling like no harshness should come to any of the creatives behind Madam Web. It should all go to the studio because the studio didn't respect the creatives, and you can tell by watching the film. And I just find that fascinating when you listen to what they have to say about their story, which, for instance, as like they're asked, what is it like to like make a movie that's so inherently attached to Spider-Man without Spider-Man? Like, is it a question that's something like that?
Well,
and the answer is
it's their fucking universe, though.
I don't even know. Like the interviewer says he's been reading Spider-Man since he was 6, and he just wanted to know like what they had to say as to that question. And they said that they started with, they always wanted to tell a story about a woman who could see people's deaths ahead of time, like, you know, clairvoyant or whatever, and that how would she deal with that? That was already just weird to me. I was like, oh, that's the story you just always wanted to tell. Okay. And then they said, is there anyone in the Spider-Man universe that can match?
Yes. And
they were like, Madam Web. And then luckily for us, Madam Web, she doesn't have a backstory, so we could just do whatever we want.
Except she does.
It doesn't even matter. I've always loved those lines where they say the character doesn't have anything, so we can do whatever we want. It's like, you always do whatever you want. What do you mean?
Yeah.
True.
And they're not aware that like even like my kid is totally aware of Madam Web. She's in video games. She's in the animated series. Like she's kind of a big character.
But,
you know, sitting down, being old and can't see.
Right.
You know, not exactly an action star.
And,
yeah, not young and hot.
But she didn't predict deaths. She predicted people sneezing.
They randomly throw in several reasons for why it's set in 2003. One of them is included, and they said to get Dakota Johnson to play Madam Web again, we would need to set it in 2003. I was like, what? I think they tried to say that she would be old in 2024, so they had to, in order to have Dakota Johnson, you have to rewind to.
Okay,
and then to top it off, and this is in
Dakota
Gary's
Johnson's
video,
age?
is they said they set it in 2003 as well, so they could have Toxic for Britney Spears.
Yes.
No, when the whores got up on the table to dance in the diner out of fucking nowhere while they're being hunted by a person that wants to kill them.
Okay, by the way, I was Dakota Johnson.
Yeah, Graham,
Dakota
that's
Johnson,
the look I had on my face when I saw that.
34. So this is 2000. We were essentially the same age in 2003. So you're saying Madam Web is going to age like 40 years and 24 years because she looks 70. Okay,
but she's never coming back, dude. Dakota Johnson's not going to be in Madam Web too.
Star Wars, that's like Star Wars aging.
But I guess what the point that's being made here is the writers are saying all this insane nonsense, and then I'm told it's not their fault, it's the studio. It's like, no, I think it's a little bit their fault.
Yeah.
I think
their fault. Oh, by the way, have you seen their IMDb? Have you seen other things they have written?
Yes, but Gary, you must understand. Apparently, according to several intellectuals on Twitter, you have to be a good writer at the baseline to be a part of bad writing in Hollywood.
Oh my God.
Like, you can't even get in unless you're a great writer to begin with. So yes, he wrote Morbius. Yes, he wrote several films in his listing that we all find horrendous. But apparently, according to very trusted sources, the scripts he had were very good before they went through the studio system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
Hollywood's the only place you can fall upward.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You know, you write these shitty movies that bomb, and you get more work. It's like
Yeah,
you know, it's like they all have pictures of each other with sheep, and nobody wants to have them exposed. You know, so
Well,
they keep giving each other jobs.
That's the only explanation. JD Payne and Patrick McKay are running the most expensive fucking TV show of all fucking time, and they have a partial credit on a bad Star Trek movie. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And
That's
this
a lot.
this weird attitude of they get to sign on, get in theory anywhere between like hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. They have their name attached to an enormous thing, and then we're supposed to go, they're not responsible for it in any way. Like, how does that make any fucking sense? No. And especially when you hear them talking about the director, by the way, another person that we're supposed to not believe had any input into this film because it was all the studio. She's like made clear this is like her film. She's gone over extensively all the decisions she's made and why, and that she's excited to like. She describes it at one point as we tried to tell a great story, and everything we wanted to say is in this film.
Wait,
And what
but
did
it
they
didn't make-
say?
Well, I don't know, because the whole point of the bad guy was I need to kill these 3 girls because in the future they're going to have Spidey powers because they're all just going to get bit by spiders, I guess, and things. And they're going to kill me. They're going to murder me in my apartment in the dead of night.
Yeah, it's a pretty shit motivation as bad guys go.
And then
It is,
Madam
but we
Web
also-
drops a Pepsi sign on him at the end and says, "Oh no, you weren't running from them. You were running from me." I'm like, what? That don't make a fucking lick of sense.
And why were the girls trying to kill him? What did he do bad? What did exactly? I mean, okay,
Hit them with
he shot
spiders.
Madam Webb's mom, but
Sure, he was young. He needed the money.
yeah, he was aiming for the mole, and he
Why
missed.
did the firework in her eyes?
I can't believe he
cripple her?
missed.
Why did the firework in her face cripple her?
The firework in her face.
Why did a firework blow a hole in a brick wall, Mahler?
Yes.
No, Gary, that would make sense. Come on.
Why did
No,
falling in the water make her go blind?
No,
People-
right when that happened, Mahler, I turned to my wife and I'm all, "This is a movie made by women."
That's not remotely provocative.
Not at all. Fireworks don't blow holes in the brick walls, just to point out.
Yeah, they
Sorry.
The firework factory, which had the Pepsi sign on top of it.
Oh my God,
Killed
the
by a
firework
pea.
factory.
Death
Killed
by
by a
pee.
pea. Death by
Death
pee.
by dude.
He got peed on.
Graham. There's fucking Pepsi product placement. It's such a joke. It's like the Wayne's World. It's so
Yes.
bad. There's
No.
also Beyonce
Literally
product
like that.
placement. There's Beyonce product placement,
Wow.
and then at the end they there's a giant Pepsi Cola sign and they fight under it, and then the fucking sign falls on the bad guy and kills
Basically,
on Ezekiel.
Pepsi saves the day. Pepsi.
Oh,
saves
this
the
guy-
day.
this, by the way, this guy got hit by a car, got run over by a car,
Twice.
survived,
Twice.
got hit by a fucking ambulance, survived, jumped off a huge building himself and did a superhero landing. He got hit by a pea and a Pepsi sign and died.
The only explanation, and I mentioned it in my video, is this is pays back to Michael J. Straczynski for writing One More Day. That's why it took his character and just fucking
That's
prison.
what I mean,
raped
though.
him.
What is with this weird? Because let me
I
put it
did
out
an
here.
issue
Right?
of One More Day.
The attitude.
I'm
of,
sorry, I wouldn't brag about that, Graham.
the attitude of the viral video is like we need to actually focus on blaming studios for destroying these films. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, when have we ever not blamed studios?
Yeah.
Like we also blame certain creatives depending on what they say. When you have a Sam Raimi or whoever else coming out being like, yeah, this was not something I wanted to do, they made me do it, sort of thing, we're like, oh right, okay. And then you can see like the strengths and weaknesses, whatever. Versus someone who says, yeah, Madam Web doesn't have a backstory, and we just wanted to tell a story about a lady who could see the future, and that's what we did. And then we put Britney Spears Toxic in there. You just get a strong impression of like,
Hey,
okay,
Graham, just think this. You're thinking out in your head, how do I work 3 teenage girls? At least they are in the film. They're grown adult women in real life. But
Pretty hot.
three adult teenage girls in the film who don't know each other, who are all being hunted down by evil Spider-Man, and how do I get them all together and create tension with a chase and them being like completely out of depth because they're teenage girls at school and they're being hunted to be killed. How do I do that? So you think on that in your own brain for a second. This is how the film dealt with it. They went into a forest and got hungry, so they wanted to.
It wasn't even a forest; it's Central Park.
Central Park. It's a
the
forest
woods of Central Park.
They went to Central Park. They got hungry because the person who put themselves there said, "Just stay here. I'll be back in 3 hours. I've got to go to Peru." They got hungry because they're women, so they said, "There's a diner over there." So they walked to a diner. They then order food. There's a table full of boys, and they look over and they smile at them. So one girl starts taking the other girl's clothes off to make her look more slutty. And then Britney Spears comes on, and they all get on the table of the boys and start dancing.
Checks out.
Is that what you would have gone with?
Well, I would have gone all the way.
I actually wrote that scene. Yeah.
See, then Graham had them all having sex afterwards because it was a porno.
Yeah, they nixed that idea and they changed it to the tearing off the slut.
There's that link I put in the private chat. Apparently, Sony is inside Sony's Madam Web collapse. Forget about a new franchise. Well, did we ever think it was actually going to happen?
We saw the trailer.
This was a new franchise.
The flop is wiping out the entire.
I almost want them to. I want them to bring Dakota back.
No, the biggest crime about this is, Sony is putting out more Marvel movies this year than Marvel. There's 3. We're getting supposedly 3. We're getting Venom 3, supposedly. Craven's the biggest crime because that's one of Spider-Man's best fucking villains, and they just fucking making him an anti or stupid as fuck. But I'm sorry, it's a comic geek.
How did they retain the rights to like Craven and Madam Web when Spider-Man himself reverted to Marvel?
So it hasn't reverted. They basically rented him to Marvel. So the deal is that Sony. Marvel helps make the Spider-Man movies. Marvel gets like 25% of the box office. Sony gets 75%. It's a pretty good deal cut by Sony, honestly.
Oh yeah.
And they then after that they trade characters. Like, okay, you can put in Aunt May, but we want Doctor Strange for a movie or Iron Man for a movie or a cameo or something like that. And then they just trade. Now, as far as I know, the deal's over. Over. So I don't know if it's being negotiated or anything, but I just knew that No Way Home was the last Sony Marvel partnership movie. Everybody just assumed they'd pick it back up because it's been pretty lucrative so far. But you underestimate Tom Rothman, who runs Sony, ran Fox during the X-Men years, and you got some pretty good X-Men movies, and you got a bunch of shit ones. Tom Rothman is famous for one thing, well, 2. He's cheap as fuck, and he hates superhero movies.
Oh.
He hates them. So he didn't give a shit like how this movie performed, to be honest with you. Like he just puts them out. We're not going to put a bunch of money into them, and hopefully we can turn a profit. This one's not even going to turn a profit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got to hit somewhere about I thought it's going to be 250. No, it's going to be 350 to break even. 350. It's not. It's going to do worldwide. I predict around 125.
I honestly, after walking out of this, as a superhero fan, I'm like, just end the superhero movie at this point. Everybody needs to take a break. Chill out.
That. By the way, I mean, look, that is essentially the face of superhero movies now. Just fucking miserable looking women.
And who's the EMT who quietly and calmly? Go on, Molly.
Didn't she say? She's got a quote somewhere saying like, "Oh, I've always loved Marvel movies," and then there's the other quote where she's like, "I've seen 5," and the guy is like 5 movies. She's like 5% of a
4%. Yeah,
something like this is. You can tell. I think she was honestly in every interview deciding whether or not she's wanted to let the mask slip and be like, "I don't give a fuck about any of this." And to an extent, you got to respect that and like, yeah, fine, admit to that, but at the same time, of course. we used to be in a different place. If you rewind however many years, with creative people being invested in the thing they were making, she obviously signed on for this because she thought it was a good career choice, as per her agent probably told her. And then she's had to deal with the fact that it was too late that she realized it was actually a very bad move, because this is we've had since the last one.
Wait. Could you pull that back up again?
Sure.
Yeah.
Boink.
I got a paragraph to read out of it too.
It really says something when you'd rather have Shazam 2.
Shazam, no, yeah.
Yes. So you don't have to scroll down to this part, but
You'd rather have Shazam 2.
yeah, that is bad. Madam Web joins a troubling trend for the superhero genre. Every live-action comic book movie last year underperformed, aside from Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Regardless of studio superhero, quote-unquote, superhero fatigue has evolved as a term used by some corners of fandom to something reluctantly accepted as an industry fact. Well, I mean, the superhero fatigue comes from the industry and their inability to give a fuck enough to actually adapt these things properly, because they would be successful if they did. So that's where the fatigue comes from. And it's coming at a time when Marvel, DC, and Sony are all attempting the difficult work of birthing new franchises, which they cannot do. And I wasn't kidding in my video when I said Batgirl over the last calendar year is the third most profitable comic book film.
Yes. It was a tax write-off.
Yes, as a tax write-off.
Of $90 million. Yeah.
Wow.
So losing $90 million made it the third most successful.
Damn.
Dang.
So Madam Web, directed and co-written by SJW Clarkson and starring Johnson, as a New York paramedic who developed psychic powers, seemingly took a wise approach when these are capes and cowls on every metropolis corner. Doesn't make it sense to avoid the usual tropes and try for more of a grounded feeling suspense thriller and a low-key charm, and moreover make a superhero movie for women and young girls, except it didn't work.
You're not though. You're not making a superhero movie for women and girls simply by putting women and girls in the movie.
Stop trying to make
that. That's called Star Wars.
Superheroes a girl brand. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work. It's
Girls,
never worked.
Yeah.
Some
It's
girls
male
like
fantasy.
it.
It's male fantasy.
Most girls don't. Okay. I mean, Chris just put up a tweet that I retweeted. Turning Spider-Man into a girl brand has proven to be costly for Sony, which is true.
Yes.
But Hollywood has done that overall, and they're frustrated when they see a Top Gun Maverick or a Reacher do well. They're like, "Oh, it's going back to that cis white male." Well, I guess that audience that you fucking abandoned, by the way, off of bad market data, off of just horrible market data. Your boy Zach made a great video again. I think he's putting together kind of like the fall of the American superhero comic book industry, or the big two. Probably just going over his videos from 2017, but he brought up that Facebook poll that changed everything in comics from 2014.
Yeah.
Where it asked essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, are you interested in comics? And because the people who responded, well, half of them were women, so half the population said they were interested in comics. It didn't say, are you a regular comic buyer? Anything like that. And the entire comic industry, and then this bled into Hollywood, ran with that. Like, oh my God, half the population is our potential customers. So now in all of comic book publishing, it's got to be half women, and that brought in the milkshake crew and all that other shit. And they fucked their industry. And I remember being there. This is right after I sold my store, and I'm talking to the shop owners, and they're like, yeah, this is the future. I'm like, is it though? Is it? Because I had a shop in San Francisco. No, the highest percentage of women I had shopping at my store for as picking up their subs, like titles they coming in once a week, was 15%. Now that's insanely high because I fucking tried, and that maxed out. Like it was never going to get higher than that. The realistic percentage of women who regularly bought comic books is probably 2%.
I'd say
2-3%.
Couple.
Yeah.
A couple of three. Sure.
You know,
I'd believe that.
I would bring that down to like picks up once a month, you know, and then like, dude, half of my subscribers, came in once a week. Once a week, they would not miss a week. Be insane. Wednesday would be insane towards the end. We'd have lines. It was fucking awesome. That wasn't that long ago. Now there isn't even a comic book Wednesday.
Now we don't have a pull list.
No,
you don't.
But
I don't. Eric July doesn't.
No, I do not.
And then we would spend hundreds of pounds/dollars a month on comics.
I spend them on back issues now.
Exactly, that's where it's going. Back issues.
Yeah,
back issues.
I got my
give me some nice ones up today
for not a bad price because DC back issues aren't that expensive. I basically got Flash Volume 2, so post Crisis.
Yeah,
Wally West Flash. My son's like, I want to trade them all. We don't get trades in this house, son. We get comic books.
Yeah.
So we went to the comic store.
I hope you slapped the shit out of him.
And you know what? They had them. They had like a full run in the back issues, and they gave me a good bulk deal. And I gave him a little short box, and he had all of them to read now. The proper way.
He did.
Yeah, he was stoked. Get the real stuff, man.
Parenting 101, people.
There you go.
Yeah, it's like when I was sending those comics to Morley, I didn't want to just send him a trade of Nightfall. I needed to get him the 19 parts of Nightfall. You have to do that. You got to do it that way.
The coloring is better. The original coloring is better.
Oh yeah,
I prefer that. And I need all the aesthetics of a comic book. I need the ads. I need the smell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the smell.
And they will be kept in perfect condition.
The paper. Back in when it was actually it felt like paper.
Well, yeah,
man. Trades. Nah, they're for tourists.
Yeah, they're not the collectors.
Yeah, they're for tourists. Hey, if you can only afford trades, I'm not having to go.
No, I've got trades to read, but
Yeah.
like on a plane or something like that. But
Sure.
I think one little shelf of them, like hardcovers. If you're gonna do like a prestige hardcover absolute edition, it's like fuck yeah, I'll get that too.
Sure,
but I'll still have the comics. Tashin is doing these big oversized. Oh, those are fucking rad. I got the Fantastic Four one, I got the Spider-Man one, I got the X-Men one. They're super expensive, but they are rad.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they're like $250.
Yeah.
But they're printing all of the stuff directly from the comics.
Yes.
They're high resolution scans from the comics. So all the offset dot patterns are there.
Yep.
Just as if you are reading the comic, only they're larger too. Oh, I hate that costume.
I love it. You hate drawing it. You hate drawing it.
I hate drawing it.
Iron Bat.
This was great. This Azrael was great. Asbat.
Yeah. Just attack him from the left or right. He can't see.
It's like Batman 89.
Batman. The helmet's got it's got sensors, it's got the whole thing going on. You know that. Besides, he was psycho by then. He didn't give a fuck. He was just out blowing people up for fucking fun by then.
Yeah.
Fucking mowing them down with a shuriken. Yeah, he nearly killed Robin. Fucking strangled the shit out of him. If he didn't have another one of his psychotic fucking breaks, he might have bloody killed him. Yeah. And then Robin ran away and started sucking dick 30 years later.
Oh, yeah, getting snuck up on.
Yeah.
By a twink. Yeah.
Oh, shit. This Henry Cavill
thing. I was
trained
trained by Batman, and you can sneak up on me.
Oh, my little twink boyfriend just crept up and went, peek. Because comics. Fuck off. See?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
This is why you need to support independent comics, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the stuff they're putting out for you.
Yeah, that's for you or for them, Graham, because I don't see an audience for any of that fucking shite. By the way, What was that cancelled at, Gary? 9 issues, was it?
9.
Didn't even commit to 12.
No. What did the first Tim Drake Robin series run for? 187.
Well, that's the way now. It's like it was always meant to be a limited series without an ending that ends at issue 9.
Yeah.
It was always meant to be that.
Well, 9 was the perfect number.
Well, they diluted. God, we're gonna sound like old men, but like when you got a number 1, it was rare. When Dazzler number 1 came out or Nova number 1 came out, it's like holy shit, those were big deals back in the day. You got a number 1 issue and you didn't miss it for any reason,
Right.
Beautiful embossed Robin number 1.
Spider-Man was up to 170 and the FF was up to 180, and yeah.
Well, you had Tech. I mean, they've reverted back to volume 1 of Tech after New 52, thank God, because that's the correct thing to do. But they should have reverted Batman back to volume 1 as well, and not made that volume 3. Well,
Marvel tried to do that, so they didn't revert the volume numbers back, but they continued the numbering. So for a little while, and then that's when I was done. That's why I stopped all my runs at 600. I was like, I'm done. I'm out. I'm done. This is ridiculous.
They don't seem to understand the collector mentality that those numbers mean something.
Yes.
Yes.
Their research seems to show that high numbers are turn off to new readers. No, they're not.
No.
It just means they've been around a while, and it's how you subtitle it. If you have a story arc and it's in Batman Comics 1054 through 1064, you call it, Batman, the Vengeance of Bane arc. And you put that numerical number through that straight line through it. It's not going to affect sales in any way. But for collectors, that's important.
I mean, we just spoke about Nightfall. I just mentioned Nightfall before. What did I say about Nightfall when I was talking about Mora? I said I collected all 19 parts because that's how you view Nightfall. You don't view Nightfall as Batman 492, Batman to 492 to 500, Tech. 659 to 667 668, whichever it was. No, you think of Nightfall as this 19-part increment.
Right.
You think of Hush as you don't think of Hush as was it Batman 603 to 619, whatever, 608 to 690, whatever, 621. No, you think of Hush as
smart is that they had the numbers of Detective and Batman going through, but then they had the numbers of the
Nightfall in the
story
corner. Yeah.
on there. Like it was part 4.
And you have the eclipse going on. Yeah, you have the eclipse going on, and it was Nightfall number 1 on Batman 492, and then you go to Tech 659 or whatever, and it was number 2, and you see.
So you always knew how to read it too.
You knew exactly how to read it because you get to parts. I think it's 12 and 13, or 13 and 14, and you've got Showcase 93. It takes over a Two-Face arc, which wasn't shown in the 2 main comics. So you go to that, then you break into the Showcase 93 2-part, and then you go back onto the. So even that it doesn't. It's easy to follow when you do storylines like that. Contagion, they did the same with Contagion. That was a multi-story arc over multiple books. Catwoman, Azrael, Robin, Batman, Tech. But they would put in the top right. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. You'd have the easy shit to read. Easy shit to read. Legacy, which you wrote, Drew. Legacy that was numbered as well, so you knew exactly. It'd be write it, but it'd be Legacy.
Any of us, numbering didn't stop any of us from collecting. When we pulled them off the 7-Eleven rack, and I got Marvel Team Up 42, which wasn't even the main Spider-Man book. And it ended on a cliffhanger that I didn't know I was going to be able to get, because I had to rely on going to that 7-Eleven. Didn't stop me. I still watch it. It's that, like, even if you go to manga, it's not like I'm not an expert, but it's not like One Piece is resetting their entire fucking timeline or renumbering their fucking volumes or whatever, and it's pretty long. I'd say that's been going on. Berserk's been going on for a long time.
But the numbering was cool when they used to reference them too. The first Spider-Man I bought was 134, first appearance of the tarantula, and it was the beginning of the return of the Green Goblin. But as part of that, they had to mention when the original Green Goblin got killed in 122, and I'm like, oh wow, 122. That seems so long ago to me, because there was no comic book stores where you could buy, back
Sure.
issues and stuff. But man, for years I wanted that book. I wanted to find out how the Green Goblin got killed, and eventually I found it and everything. And that's the fun, is the hunting and referencing those numbers and the storylines and characters that happen under that numerical system.
The comment here, I completely disagree. High numbers are absolutely a turn off. No one wants to start watching a TV series at season 21. Same with comics. Number one, two very different things altogether. Comics and TV series. So that is a bit of a false equivalent. But let's just move the TV thing out of the way and say absolutely people are turned off by high numbers. If that's the case, why is Batman still one of the biggest selling comics? Why is Amazing Spider-Man still one of the biggest selling comics? In that, because Batman's still within the hundreds now. On top of that, if this was the case, if people like low numbers and they jump, and that was a jumping on point for you to read the comic, why do the comics keep failing? The numbers don't mean shit. They mean nothing. Why does Captain Marvel keep failing? He keeps failing and rebooting back to one, but fails again, then rebooted back to one, then fails again. It's the character. If people are interested in the character, the question I get asked by people who watch this show, or even my family, Mr. Porkchop, today, actually, I was talking to Mr. Porkchop today, and he said to me, I'd like to go to a comic book shop with you, and I'd like to get a comic. I'd like to buy a comic. I'd like to kind of get into this. And the question I get asked the most, including what Mr. Porkchop said, was, what's a good jumping on point? What is a good jumping on point? That way you can recommend certain stories. So when it comes to Batman, for me, one of the biggest or best jumping on points I would say is year one. Get year one.
Surprised you haven't referenced a very, very, very obvious TV show that parallels quite significantly with this sort of process. Think what I'm talking about?
Sorry, say again.
A TV show that has several jumping on points, even though it has a bazillion seasons.
TV show that has several jumping on points that has bazillions of seasons.
Gunsmoke.
Well, you got different Star Trek series. You got 7 series of.
That wasn't even the one I was referencing, but fair.
Oh. What were you referencing, Mahler?
You could jump.
You could
jump in anywhere.
Another show like with the Vampire Slayer, or
not that one? No,
not
the
that
one
one,
that
no.
the three of us have had chats about that we will finish our top 10 of someday.
Oh, Doctor Who, of
Oh,
course.
Doctor Who. Yeah. With multiple doctors, and restarts, but still continues continuity.
If I can give some space to the comment, be like, it can, to some extent, sure. If someone says like, "Oh, what is Doctor Who?" and then you go, "Oh, it's an amazing show. You should check it out. You should start here," and they're like, "Shit, that's like 80 episodes in. Are you sure?" Like, it'll be a thing, but like it won't be a thing for very long. And if they get hooked, then they'll go back.
Well, that goes back to the Doctor. This is old timey storytelling. Razor Fist had brought it up too, as like keeping your origin kind of vague, right? If you keep your origins vague, then you don't have to do a bunch of work catching your new audience up with your character. It can just be the man with no name comes in out of nowhere. I mean, that's pretty much what it was back in the day. The Doctor is a complete mystery. Until recently, we knew he was from Gallifrey. We knew he was a dude. We knew he was a Time Lord, and he was running from something. We don't know particularly what. And
that's all you needed to know.
That's all you needed to know. And like they would add little teeny hints, but it gave you an ability to have the jumping on point, and then through some new story, he gave you a little bit of his background.
You could, there's built-in jumping on points, like with new Doctors, new series, or new companions. Even oftentimes that will be like a reset story, but ultimately you can kind of jump onto Doctor Who whenever, other than the middle of like mini arcs.
The continuity of comics changes so drastically over years. They always do soft resets, even if they don't reset the numbers. They do soft resets on the characters. Oh, we want to tighten the timeline up. When Nightfall hit, that was meant to be 10 years into Batman's career. That's when it was meant to be. Now, because time moves on, and you have decades after 3 decades after Nightfall, and you have to tell stories, and you can't age Batman up too much because you need to try and keep it condensed. Now, they push Nightfall to roughly around year 6-ish. That's what they do with continuity. They sort of push those things. They sort of take what they really like, or they take what were the popular arcs and they keep hold of those, and then they just revise the timelines and revise the histories a little bit. We'll keep the death in the family. We'll keep the Jason Todd dying and being resurrected later. We'll keep Bane breaking Batman. We'll keep that as a main thing. But other stories, they just go by the wayside. They just
like
just
Barbara
go
Gordon
by the
getting shot and being paralyzed, and
She's got a chip in her now, bud. She's got
Yeah.
a chip in her fucking spine.
she's a
Don't
chippy.
turn that off. Yeah.
Wait, what? They gave her a
They
chip?
took- They took Barbara Gordon, who was a pretty bland character as Batgirl. They crippled her and made her a very interesting character in Oracle, and it hit criteria. You had a disabled person there, and a disabled person with agency, and a disabled person with good characterization and history. And then they just put a chip in her and made her fucking walk again, and now she's back to being fucking useless.
Put a chip in her and made her gay.
They put a chip in her and made her gay. Do you know what isn't gay? I like the look of this. I'm gonna see some concept art for a Batman Beyond
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw this.
animated movie.
That looks cool.
Yeah, this looks beautiful, man.
Warner Brothers is just a dumb fucking company, man. They're just dumb.
Oh, Ink. Is that Ink? Is it Ink? I can't remember. It's been a while since I think. But
It's pretty good.
Yeah, this looks great.
Looks very into the Spider-Verse, but yeah.
That's what it's
it
drawing
looks like to
from.
me, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's drawing from, Into the Spider-Verse. But this
I'll be right
looks,
back. I gotta let the dog out. She's
Yeah. Go ahead. I think this could be better than Into the Spider-Verse. Much better. Because I think
you got a better
story.
character with Terry
Got
McGinnis.
a better
but there you go.
character, yep. And you got a better world, and it's not relying
Yeah.
on him running from a bunch of other Batmans.
Yeah.
Batmen. No,
Batmen.
I think this would be
No
a
multiverse to-
much better story.
Yeah.
As a Marvel guy and a Spider-Man guy, I would say this would be a much better story. So not really a
Dude,
Miles
I
Morales
got
guy.
the 1 in 3 Prime 1 Batman Beyond statue.
Yeah, I would watch
on
the
pre-order.
shit out of this, dude.
Into the Batman Beyond verses.
But no, they're canceling Superman and Lois because Superman Legacy's coming out. Although it's so fucking like James Gunn. I think I think it will go down in Hollywood history planning out an 8 movie universe before you put one good one is probably the single most retarded thing you can do. Just burn your money, set it on fire. At least it will keep you warm. Universal tried that with the Dark Universe. They got 1 movie in.
Twice.
Twice. Twice. That's right.
That's the Mummy and Dracula Untold. They were the two.
Dracula Untold. I forgot about Dracula
they
Untold,
both
which I saw.
Well, yeah, and Gary, the end of Dracula Untold with Charles Dance is doing the Nick Fury thing with Dracula. Like,
Yeah.
gonna join a team. Gonna be
Oh no.
Yeah.
so funny in retrospect. And I would have
God.
killed to
Bankrupt.
get a
Just not bankrupt.
yeah, because wasn't Johnny Depp going to be the Invisible Man or whatever?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
And then Russell Crowe.
Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise with like
Russell Crowe was high.
mummy wraps on his hand.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, they were going to team up and take on. I don't know.
AIDS awareness. I don't know.
Fucking whatever. But yeah, the DCU is dead. Dio. What's up, doggy? That's a good doggy.
That's Pumpkin.
Hey, Pumpkin.
You want to come back here? Come here, girl. Come on up. Come on, say hello to everybody. Up.
That's a good girl.
Get over here. Up, you goober.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
She
not
wants
having it.
the TREAT, and I can't say the word.
Yeah.
so-
No, I know.
Oh yeah. You say that word.
Yeah.
Oh, my dogs have been around so long. They understand that. Have you fed the dogs? We spell it out, and they know it now. So we're just like, fuck.
Yeah.
We need a code. We need code language.
Bella's so
Good
used to me
language.
giving her a treat when I go downstairs now that yesterday when I went downstairs twice and didn't give her a treat, she came up here, went under my desk, and was going to attempt to have a shit to piss me.
I mean, to be fair
off.
to her, I agree with
Yes.
her stance on this. I think she should have dropped a deuce right at your feet.
No, I had to chase her out. I was doing the bloody stream. I had to chase her out.
Yeah.
That's good.
She
to
thought
do.
it was San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to pinch one out.
As soon as the stream was over, went down, gave us some treats. All right. It's worked.
You don't have to pull the article up. Interesting news. Couple back-to-back things. Drinker tweeted out. I tweeted out. It turns out that the top stream shows are almost all old. That's from the Hill.
The Hill. Yeah.
And then the Hollywood Reporter.
Who wants to tell them?
Yeah, it's like, who wants to tell them? Nobody likes the new shit. And then the Hollywood Reporter comes out for the second year, for a year straight. YouTube marks 1 year as Nielsen's top U.S. streaming platform. Ad innovation and how creators invaded the living room. Well, ladies, invaded. Well, basically, people are watching content creators on not on their desktops and their phones. It's migrated into their home theaters, their televisions.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, which is absolutely crazy. So, yeah, the competitor to Hollywood has become the audience. Somebody's been calling that for a while. It's the audience. It's as secretly shitting himself. Yes, and we all know that.
Yeah, I'm just blaming it on Bell.
But that's why Hollywood's freaking out. They're unable to. They've gotten too big to succeed. They can't pivot. They put out all this shit. It's like there's Madam Web should have never been released. Craven should not be released. The Marvels should not be released. And the more they do it, even while they're trying to change things, they're going to do more damage to their brands. The superhero movie was the only thing regularly bringing in consistently money. That's dead now. It's fucking dead. And nobody cares about late night. Nobody cares about broadcast television anymore. Even fucking like broadcast news is dying. And yeah, we're just going to each other. Because that's my authoritative source would be some dude in his spare bedroom or in his fucking basement. I trust that dude or that girl more than I would trust anything from corporate media at this point. And this is how we win. This is
the failure of Madam Web.
Yeah.
Sony have slightly pivoted in as much as they fired everybody from Silk.
Well, Silk shouldn't. No, they should cancel Silk.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't even be made for a start, but they fired everyone apart from the showrunner.
Okay.
So how is it going to get better when you're keeping the same fucking showrunner?
Exactly. Here's the cope from later on in that article about women going to movie theaters. I'm finding it right here. I go. I don't know if women are enough to carry the box office here for superhero movies.
No.
One veteran studio source outside of Sony says, indeed, males make up 65 to 70% of the superhero audience in North America. In the case of Madam Web, the percentage of female viewers was still only 46% because, breaking news, women don't like shitty films.
Just as much as men.
Back to you, as
I just want to say though, as was just made clear, the men supported Madam Web. We came out and we did our best to try and make it work, and you know what? The women failed. They didn't turn up.
Failed again.
Women let us down. Women
to be fair,
let down Captain Marvel.
Well, to be fair to the women, they probably were just late because they were too busy asking for directions and couldn't park the car. But
I mean the truth of the matter is,
love you, ladies.
Women hate shit movies just as much as men hate shit movies.
Yes.
Of course.
But we're also talking about spaces which are predominantly male-orientated spaces, and just because Hollywood wants to make it a mix or an equality, it doesn't make that happen. You can't just say we want to make this 50-50 women or 65% women and 35% men. It doesn't work that way. You can't take a genre and turn it like that. That's not how genre works. That's how you want to fucking skew your numbers for some fucked up reason because you don't want to make money. But if you're putting out a product that is in a predominantly male space, you better actually start to focus more on your predominantly male audience to get bums in seats. The guys, they might bring the girlfriends along as well to the theaters, or or family members or something like that. And that's how you tend to get some female audience coming through. But this 70-30, yeah, even that in itself is probably more orientated in that 30% to boyfriends bringing girlfriends than actual women that are interested in that genre. And that's not sexism. That's just fucking fact.
It's just facts.
Well, I mean, wasn't there a thing about how they're refocusing? I think it was like a show some spider related show. They're going to try and reorient it so that it's more appeals to male audiences more so. I'm trying to find it. But I was just wondering if I want at some point the money is going to drain too far, and then they'll be like,
I think we're getting there. I think we're really close to that point. There are some studios. Sony are panicking like fuck now, not just because of the movies, but because of the video games. Spider-Man 2 didn't sell anywhere near what they thought it was going to sell, and their forecast of revenue is down 10 billion.
Remember when Bob Iger said it was the best-selling video game of the year on his earnings call? Completely forgetting to mention Hogwarts Legacy.
What I was talking about was the writer's room for Silk series has been scrapped except for the showrunner. The show will have a creative overhaul and refocus on a more male-skewing audience.
With the same showrunner, which is female.
Okay, with the same character that nobody gives a fuck about.
Well, I was going to say, who the fuck is Silk?
Silk is another version of it's another derivative Spider Girl.
How many Spider Girls are there?
It's fucking too many. Actually, after Jessica Drew, I thought there were two. I like Julie Carpenter's fine, and if Sydney Sweeney was Julie Carpenter's Spider Woman running around with her tits bobbing around, I think it would have done much better. But
that's where they take all the fun out.
Yeah,
they don't want to sexualize, but there's a difference between that and making them sexy, and versus uglying them up. Because you do have a strong male demographic, and they like to look at pretty women, and if there's heroic superhero women still look good, you're going to draw that audience in. It's very simple. There's a reason why those Bond women and those Bond films did so good before Phoebe Waller got in there and ruined it.
But women like attractive women. Women like looking at attractive women. Women like a power fantasy as much as a man likes a power fantasy.
Sure.
So having an attractive woman on screen, so fucking what? The fucking movie business is a whole business based on beautiful people being on the screen.
Right. It's
I don't
not
want
reality.
To see somebody like me. I want to see a fucking buff dude with beautiful coiffed hair and all that kind of stuff, kicking ass and doing all kinds of shit. That's what I want to see. Oh my god!
I will say this
yourself on the screen.
I will say this: one thing that I do miss about old Hollywood is the character actors, is those ugly faces, those John Waynes and those Lee Marvins and Charles Bickfords and all these great actors that had these faces that had been around town. Now everybody looks like they came out of Madison Avenue. They all look like they came out of a modeling agency. I find it very homogenistic looking. And
that's when they're making character-driven films, which they're not doing anymore.
Right.
With Marvel are producing conveyor belt shite. Sony conveyor belt shite. Nobody's taking the word we're using is risk. It's not actually, that's not the case. It's people just don't want to deviate. People don't want to deviate. They've got locked into this crappy superhero fucking bullshit system, and they're just producing absolute fucking dog shite. What was really popular? Oppenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
Oppenheimer nearly did $1 billion. That's about a fucking guy producing a nuclear bomb that he's worried that could potentially destroy the whole fucking world, and he might just do anyway by osmosis, later in the future. Wonderful character-driven piece.
Mm-hmm.
People
and you know what the beauty of that is? It was produced. One of the producers was James Woods, who was a pariah in Hollywood.
Yes.
So he can't get a job as an actor. So he produces this $1 million successful film, and he's making the money on the back end. It's so great,
and it leads into a great sequel, Godzilla -1. It was perfect, seamless.
Exactly. Another
Godzilla -1 character piece. It's about it's about humans. It's about characters. It's about genuine adversity. It's about sacrifice and when is the right time to sacrifice and when is not the right time. So your life's got to mean something, and sometimes it was. I couldn't believe how good Godzilla -1 was. I was so blown away by it. Unbelievable character piece.
And what was it, $12 million budget?
Yeah.
$12 million budget.
$12
yeah.
million budget, and they made you believe in not only in the monster, but the thing that I'd mentioned when we talked about Godzilla, as was they made you believe in a Japan that was war torn.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you really, all the rubble and the shit, you know, it just
Right,
looks
so-
so authentic. Again, immersion in storytelling. You were immersed in war torn Japan.
Anti-government, pro-people,
Right.
pro-family.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the absolutely amazing messages which we fucking are lacking nowadays.
Right.
You know, and we're not talking anti-government as in anti-USA, anti-Japan, Japan. You know, anti-fucking whole thing. It was, you know,
Well,
it was about getting back down to
Anti-government
the
that
core
doesn't
of
care
people.
about its people, right?
Yeah, it's exactly. It was talking about the government don't care.
Yeah.
Japan's government was just throwing them into the war, throwing them into the war to die, unprepared, untrained, equipped, ill-equipped, everything. And it was about coping with that. And you know, the whole point at the end was you had these survivors from the war who most of them had survivor guilt because of the tremendous sacrifices and the tremendous loss, not just of the army, but of the civilian with the bombs dropping, deciding that we were fools for trusting our government and sacrificing ourselves for a government, but getting to a point where they're just like, but we will put our lives now on the line to save people, to save a future for Japan, to rebuild. Fuck it, beautiful, absolutely beautiful stuff, amazing. And that's what's not being made. Well, it has been made. That's been made. But this is not what the West is doing. The West is, all we're getting is the same fucking think tank of far left bollocks ideology. And we're not getting any differences. We're not getting any sort of just put that away and let's entertain. None of it. We're just getting the same old fucking bullshit. Men are fucking shite. White people are fucking the demon. Women are the bestest ever, even though they've got no fucking personalities, no fucking charisma, nothing. And they're your heroes now. Like them. No. Nobody likes them. It's fucking shit.
And look at what Hollywood is putting out as far as Godzilla movies. Now we got this new Godzilla King Kong movie coming out, which looks like now they're human beings and they're running like they're, Cagney and Lacey, in Unish, and Kong's got his Mjolnir. And I mean, come on, what is this bullshit?
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Oh, it's
I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of them.
Terrible.
They just don't care, and it's like they're so damn lazy.
Well, you see, the people they want the explosions. They just want the things to go burn. Godzilla's gonna fit, and you get.
They're turning it into a superhero movie.
Yes,
they've even done the hero pose, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we all know how that one's going. Yeah, we're doing nothing in the West, doing absolutely nothing.
No, not really.
That's what's being felt. So things like
that's why everybody's watching old shit now.
That's why exactly. That's why people are reverting back to watching old shows which didn't focus on gender ideology, didn't focus on some fucking wank tosser who just wants attention, saying, "Oh my god, I'm a Zimzer, I'm a fucking Kit Kat." Didn't focus on white people being fucking demonized. Didn't focus on masculinity being toxic or evil or anything like that. No, they just actually told stories, exaggerated stories for sure, but they told stories about how people are and the actual world that we do live in. And if you go back to anything from the 80s, 90s, 70s, there's always organic diversity because that's the world that people lived in. Now it's so forced, and we're being told, we're being gaslit left, right, and center. Oh, look, this is the first thing of this, the first thing of that. Nobody gives a fuck apart from you to the press. That's the only reason why you go the first this is so you got a nice little sound bite to give to the press so that the press can then write a fluff piece for you, because nobody gives a fuck in the real world whatsoever, and it's just self-ingratiating nonsense. But yeah, people are going back and watching fucking Gilmore Girls and Suits and whatever it is, and
like average fucking shows.
Yeah,
I'm watching great ones. I watched Smile Time yesterday, Mahler on Angel, where they correctly predict Disney. Smile Time's about demon puppets. who are controlling the men, right? And they're feeding off children, the life force of children.
Literally,
And
like a show that getting less and less popular. It makes a deal with the devil to remain popular, but it sells its soul completely and becomes like
yes.
Yeah.
And then they care about the quality of the show at first. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, we're feeding off children, but we're also offering high quality edutainment. Then the guy's like, fuck edutainment. We're feeding off the souls of children. You know what kind of street cred that has? Or do you know what kind of street value that has in hell? And I'm like, oh, they just described Disney perfectly.
Yeah.
We're feeding off a 100% pure innocence. Yeah, it's such a great episode.
Mola.
Smell Time's brilliant.
I want your opinion on this.
Ben Edlund. Oh, I was just gonna pull that up. So brought to you, by the way, it says on the bottom, brought to you by the producer of Uncharted, Spider-Man, and Venom. That has to be Avi Arad, right? Avi Arad. That has to be.
I've heard stuff about this. I had no idea this was the cast.
Who's directing it again? Isn't it Eli Roth?
Elon Musk?
No, not Elon Musk. Eli Roth.
It is Eli Roth. Yes.
Okay, that's not going to fill me with I don't know.
No, it should not. It should not at all.
What could be said about this? So, from what I've heard, like they'd had this completed like 3 years ago, and then they did a whole bunch of reshoots and changes. We've got the fact that this is people are so unaware of this, despite the fact that I assume this is going to cost a shit ton with this cast.
I would probably put this in the region of 200. I bet somewhere in the region of 200 million.
Jack Black's in it.
He's not on that cover.
I'll try and find out what the budget.
Probably just a voice.
Yeah,
he's in the voice of Claptrap. Yeah, he's the voice of Claptrap.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're in the era where there's so many game adaptations now that they're actually just pouring out at the seams where I didn't even know this was happening. Like, I think I'd heard of a Borderlands adaptation, but I didn't know.
110 million budget. 110 million budget.
I'm actually surprised that it's not higher. It probably is higher, right?
That's what it's saying at the minute. 110 million.
Is the marketing budget like $1 to make this poster, or I'm good shit all about this?
50 cents.
I mean, oh, sorry, I brought this poster up for the Suicide Squad. My bad. Hold on. I'll just bring up the poster for Borderlands. 2 secs. There we go. It's the same one. Okay.
But it doesn't look like the Suicide Squad.
It looks like the poster for the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Look at it.
I don't know what to make of this. I'm not even huge into Borderlands, by the way. I don't know if you are. I played the first and second one, I think.
I've heard of it.
One, loved it.
I've heard
the
of
second
it.
one. I gave up and I didn't even bother with the third.
What is it? Is it a game?
Yeah. Video game. Yeah.
Looter shooter. Classic ?
So
who you ask is how good Borderlands is.
Boy, they did a lot of airbrushing on Jamie Lee Curtis's face there.
Yeah.
She's got more lines than a map.
Yeah, boy. I loved her cameo in Columbo as a waitress.
Oh.
And he's in Columbo orders a donut.
Bless you.
Still remember that. Yeah. So what? This has probably got to hit around 300 million to break even.
I don't think that's happening. I mean, we'll see. When's it coming out?
It's coming soon.
Damn.
Coming soon. Before we go on.
Lee Winnell was in talks with Lionsgate to write and direct an adaptation of the video game in 2015. The film was officially announced in August of 2015 with Arian Avi Arad.
I knew it.
Involvement was left omitted. Aaron Berg was tapped to pen an R-rated take on the material in 2016. By 2018, Oren Uziel assumed scripting duties from Berg. So this thing's just been knocking around for a really long time. I don't think
That's a vote of confidence.
No, yeah, it's this. Reading about it now, it's like, yeah, because official filming began in 2021. It wrapped in June of 2021.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's been cooking for ages. Yeah, reshoots began in 2023. It was announced the film will be going through 2 weeks of reshoots directed by Tim Miller due to Roth's commitments with Thanksgiving. Roth would not be involved with the reshoots. He remained attached to the film and gave Miller his blessing.
So Tim Miller came in from Terminator Dark Fate.
Dude, this is a
And
bit of a
Deadpool.
Frankenstein of a
And
movie, huh?
Deadpool, yeah.
Didn't
There's
he also do? Oh no, that wasn't Fantastic Four. That was Tim's story, right?
How do you wrap filming
Yeah.
in like 3 years before your final reshoots happen? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on with this film?
I have no idea. I remember vaguely a few years ago it being mentioned, and then I didn't hear anything,
Yeah.
and then that poster just pops up. It's like, oh,
I guess it's coming this August.
Yeah, it was the only. I just noticed this. It's one of the big tent poles that's not necessarily a sequel or a prequel to anything.
it's a video game adaptation.
It's a video game adaptation, but it's not a sequel or a prequel to anything. Where the vast, all but 4 movies being released this year as far as big tent poles are all prequels or sequels.
Well, give it enough time and it'll have the same stain as comic book movie has right now with the audiences.
Well, what do you think? I mean, to me, there's very little difference between a video game adaptation and the superhero movie now.
It
Because
feels
most superhero movies don't even have the superhero in a costume or anything like that. They're just some person that vaguely resembles the character that they're meant to be based off, that maybe they are playing, or some iteration of that the writers didn't read any source material about because the studio told them that was the best thing to do because they're telling their own story.
When we've
And don't
got
forget the actors' contracts too. They want their faces out there. They don't
Faces?
want those
Yeah.
masks on.
Yeah.
we've got the majority of these superhero films coming from Warner Brothers or Disney or Sony, they do have a tendency to blend together. You get standouts every once in a while, but at least with this, when it's like, oh, directed by Eli Roth, as much as that doesn't give me any confidence at all, it's still like
2 seconds. Sorry.
can
We
do
need
that.
some sort of red pill to get away from this fucking
Well,
nonsense.
speaking of movies, and this is to tie it into Monster Island, is that it surprises me what you have to go through to actually get a movie made, and yet they still produce all this shit. And I say that to preface the fact that back in 1999, 2000, something like that, I got a call from an agent at CAA who had presented Monster Island, the original book, to Steven Spielberg, who read it in front of her. And then when he got to the end, he said, this is how we should have ended Jurassic Park 3. And he wanted to option it. DreamWorks wanted to option Monster Island as a film. And
Nice.
so, I talked to their attorneys and, I gave them my list of wants and their list and all that. And we agreed and blah, blah, blah. So I'm waiting for the contract to show up and I'm waiting. So I finally call the guy and I say, hey, where's that contract? He goes, yeah, that's not going to come. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He says, well, you have to understand in Hollywood, when producers get fired, everything that's on their desk goes with them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if that becomes a hit, now you got to give credit to the other guy who they let go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what happened. There was a seat change there, and so Monster Island went out with it. So here's this opportunity to make this really cool, what could be a really cool movie with a decent budget, and it just goes out the door. And yet all these other crappy movies continue to get made. It's mind-boggling to me.
It's a bunch of really dumb people in charge of a lot of money.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, there we go. We did it. We're
We're
over
over
at
62.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Backers. There's probably new people in the chat here. If you're just joining us and you haven't seen Monster Island, here's the trailer.
And they haven't shadow banned you yet. God bless them. Yeah, folks. Graham Nolan's return to Monster Island is up on Indiegogo. It is the linked pinned comment in the chat. And also, if you're watching this on the flip side, on the VOD, whatever you want to call it, the link is in the description box down below. Please go support loads of different tiers to suit different wallets, from head sketches through to picking up main covers, framed covers, here, coins, if you're into those coin collections as well. Lots of different goodies here, all of them signed. You boy.
Yep.
Any slabs coming? Any slabs at all?
Yes, actually, I am going to be putting some CGC books up there. I'm just waiting for the mock-up to get done. They do that for me, and then I'll put those up. So yeah, they're coming.
I
smelled you, and I said I got to put some up there.
Look at that!
Oh, yeah, all right.
Somebody might just have grabbed one.
Nice. Well done,
folks. If you want, there's only 10 of these.
9 now.
9. Well, yeah, shit, yeah, 9. There's a 9. Only 9 of these now. But if you want, you can get yourself a 11 by 17. That is a proper page, comic page. How they draw them. Commission from Graham Nolan himself, because these things obviously take time and are special. Only 10 going up. So I would thoroughly recommend myself. But like I said, different tiers for different wallets.
During the year, guys, I only do them for these campaigns. So this is full DC Marvel quality illustration, what I would turn in for a cover for them type of thing. So
it's like
a big deal. Yeah.
Size. Yeah.
Full size, 11 by 17. Yep. So there's lots of different tiers there. And if you're unfamiliar with Monster Island, there's 2 different catch-up tiers where you can get Monster Island and Return to Monster Island together. So you'll be all set when at the end of the year the 3rd part of the trilogy comes out, Escape from Monster Island. So it'll catch you up.
Yes.
There's one and there's the other. Yep.
Yeah.
Package deals.
We got the framed and we got the reg there.
Yeah. The regular one has the original 1998 Monster Island cover, and it's been recolored by Greg Wright, so it looks super cool. If Az will scroll down on the left-hand side, you'll see it in all its glory. There we go. And all that stuff comes with it. You get the sticker, you get the bookmark, enhanced paper, spot UV, all of that is coming ahead of time. Yep, these are the frame versions. There it is.
There we go.
Color cover that I did.
Recolored as well.
Yeah. You can see that it's dated too on my signature, 98.
98. Yeah. Saw that.
Let's see if I can find this. Did you hear about that Disney thing that got leaked? One of the producers
blamed everyone.
Blame the fans for being.
Our films aren't bad. It's the audience. They're bigots.
Oh, that's what Marvel did too.
I know.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm definitely a bigot when it comes to a Disney film. So chat, pinned comment up here in the chat, also in the description box down below. Go support Graham. He's an absolute top banana one. He's a good one, folks. He's a real good one. And
thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Really puts his stuff.
If you can't find the link, go to compasscomics.com and you can catch the link there, and you can find all my other books that have come out ahead of this, because all my universe connects, and Monster Island is part of it as well. So you can catch up on any of the past books as well over at compasscomics.com.
Lovely. I like myself a good bookmark as well. Yep, let's confess.
I love the bookmarks.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're part of every one of my campaigns because I love books. You can't have too many bookmarks.
No. I'm always sticking them in the books and leaving them when I finish anyway. So
I know exactly, and I forget where they are.
Yeah, which books? Oh,
20
dude, I
years
know.
open it later. Oh, I never did finish this.
All right, scroll down to the tweet, I think, or Instagram post from Sunny Bunch.
Yeah, here.
Talking about Matthew Baloney's from the Puck. Light feedback this holiday week, but I want to share a DM I got from a Disney executive in response to Thursday's column on whether the politicization of Disney brand impacts The Office. Quote, everyone says it's the movies, stupid, which is an easy thing for people to say. More appealing movies are great way to jump into political issues, but more and more our audience and our segment of our audience has been politicized, equates the perceived messaging in a film as a quality issue. They won't say they find female empowerment distasteful in the Marvels or Star Wars, the latest trilogy starring Daisy Ridley, but they will say they don't like those movies because they are bad. So make better movies becomes code for make movies that conform to regressive gender stereotypes or put men in front and center narrative, which is what you're seeing now and what Bob Iger pivot is all about. So basically, when we're saying a movie is bad, it's code. It's fucking code. We're regressive gender stereotypes. Basically calling you bigots.
Traditional stereotypes, traditional gender roles, actually, not stereotypes, traditional gender roles, which the vast majority of people actually do believe in. It's only fucking weirdo Hollywoods and weirdo people in entertainment and just weirdos in general that thinks they should be subverted. You know, the human race has only got here through thousands of years of these gender roles, but now no, they're distasteful. We need to put boring, bland, vacuous, empty characters front and center and palm it off as stunning and brave. No thanks, I'm good.
I don't think you need to go to gender roles. Like, we got plenty of this is just a lie what they're saying here.
Yes.
If what they were saying is true, that we should hate Kill Bill, for example.
Yes.
We should just hate it. We don't. Why? And then of course she would then have to say / whoever, sorry, he or she, whoever fucking said this, they would have to concede, yeah, Kill Bill's not empowering for a female. Buffy is not an empowering female story. Any of the characters, you know, like fucking Ada Wong, for example, just list all the characters ever that have a female that is of a powerful level to the point where they can defeat all kinds of enemies and stuff. Fucking this shit.
What's the source of that empowerment, Mahler? It's good storytelling.
Well, yeah, exactly. This
Writing,
is what I mean. If we
that's code now.
Didn't like it when women were powerful in any way, shape, or form and were able to defeat and overcome challenges in our stories, then why do we love so many of those ones? That wouldn't make any fucking sense, would it?
How much did we want a really good Black Widow movie?
Oh God, begging for it. Like, please.
Yeah. And we got a shit one.
Yeah.
But we loved ScarJo and we loved Black Widow as a character and we wanted that. Why did Wonder Woman succeed at the cinema?
Nothing is more empowering to women when you finally capitulate to giving a female character her long overdue solo movie after her character died in the universe. That's empowerment, man.
Oh, I mean, the movie shouldn't have come out. We all know that. Shouldn't have come out. They told the wrong story. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Nonsense. But all we need is good writing, and we'll get behind a character. Giggity.
This person's got it backwards. They're saying that we don't like it because it's female empowerment when we're claiming it's about good storytelling. And
it's not about female empowerment.
No, yeah, it's not empowering at all when it's written like shit.
Yes,
Hollywood.
That's the regressive element.
The message to Hollywood is we don't talk in code. That's what you do, you motherfuckers. Don't put your values on us. Yeah. We're just being honest. You're the fucking liars. You're the fucking liars, and it's biting you in the ass, and I'm enjoying the hell of it. But like this is the regime that Bob Iger wants. And I want him to get everything he fucking wants. You know what? Nelson Peltz isn't going to be able to change anything in a CFO. They're not going to be able to change shit. Give Bob Iger everything he fucking wants and watch the mighty Disney empire fall. It'd be great. It'd be fucking great.
This is everything that Walt was against, too.
Yes,
of course.
What, shit entertainment?
Yeah, shit entertainment.
Anti-family.
Not selling America and Americana. It's just this is just terrible stuff that these guys are doing. And Walt is spinning in his grave.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where we are. Right. We need to
Right.
go into some supers. We haven't done a single one. Yay. Douche. And again, chat, pin link in the comment section. Go to Graham's Indiegogo, support him. Description box down below. The link is there as well. As also the GoFundMe to the kitty cat. And so if you were thinking of doing a super, I would prefer if you hit that GoFundMe and help that little kitty with its vet bills. I mean, the cat doesn't have to pay for the vet bills, but the human looking after the cat does. We got.
You mean he's not covered under that English healthcare plan?
No, he's not on the NHS.
Oh, gee, that sucks.
The kitty cat is not on the NHS, I'm afraid. Cretosis with the 5 Canadian. Good luck on the race to 1 million subscribers, Gary. It's getting close now. Remember, it ain't over until the gay Brazilian sings. Singing
That's right.
JS Apenya with a $2 says, who wins in a fight, Bane or Captain America? Graham, go.
Captain America.
Captain America.
You know why?
Okay, Graham, who wins in a fight, Bane or Black Captain Falcon America Man?
Bane.
There you go.
Bane.
It was a trick question. He's not Captain America.
Yeah. I know that.
TGV Monster with the $10 says, what do you think of The Boys Season 4 trailer? Haven't seen it, don't care. I personally never liked The Boys. Felt like the worst of the DCEU. Evil Superman. I saw that in Man of Steel. Superman's name is Clark. Enough with the Kal-El.
Agreed.
I'm with you.
Agreed.
V Monster. I can't stand this trope that the person, the lifting of the veils, if you will. Like whenever you see the Justice League together, they refer to each other as Hal and Clark and Bruce.
Yes.
No, they're Green Lantern, they're Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. And that's how they should be referred to as. That's their brand. That's their character. That's who they are. I can't stand that they call each other these names like this. It's not real world, people. It's okay to call somebody Superman or as ridiculous as it sounds, Mr. Fantastic. I mean, to say it out loud sounds crazy, but
Mauler.
It should only be used at very specific moments because it requires to get past the barrier. So if Batman is off the reservation, if he's so committed to something and Superman's trying to get through to him, then you have maybe Clark, Bruce.
Also, adopted kids don't go by their original name. I had a different name when I was before I was adopted. I don't go by that name.
Clark. If somebody calls him Kal-El, he should be saying, "My name is Clark."
Yeah.
My name is Clark.
Right.
They made the
He
mistake
has no
several times.
relation whatsoever to Kal-El. I mean, he didn't even know he was an alien until a certain point in his life.
Yeah.
All he knew, he was a kid from Kansas that had special abilities. Special. And so he would only relate to the life that he had under his parents, the Kents, and how he grew up in this Kansas town, and that's what shaped and formed him. The whole stuff like he's adopted Kal-El and and Krypton. I always hated those stories because they didn't ring true. It's like you ingrate. You came here. Earth gave you life. The Kents gave you support and
Morality.
And morality, exactly, so that you didn't become some super Nazi, and yet now you're longing for Krypton, this place you don't even remember or didn't even go to, who they're all dead. I always hated that part about Superman when they would do those kind of stories, and John Byrne kind of fixed that somewhat when he said that Superman was actually born on Earth, like his gestation capsule hatched on Earth. And so he said, I may have come from the stars, but Earth gave me life, and I will always be, Clark Kent from
Hail John Byrne.
Yeah, it was a great that last page of Man of Steel was so awesome, where he says, I'm an American, he's not a citizen of the world. Superman would never denounces
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. He would never do that, and because he's true blood, middle America, you know.
On the flip side of that, Mahler, what are your thoughts on The Boys?
What a sad sack of wasted potential that entire thing was. Because, you know, in retrospect, season 1 was really fun, cool, and came out at a good enough time, like that it matches a sort of like, yeah, I could take some parody satire of how we're getting into all these superheroes things. They did enough with the arcs of different characters. I was pretty happy with it. Season 2 was a fucking disaster. Season 3, I don't know how many people even saw it, but it was slightly better than 2, but still just crashing and burning sort of thing. Season 4, I'm just sitting here like, just fuck off. I think we're done. Yeah. Like, the idea that you're going to sit here being like, lol, I'm going to make fun of superheroes. Like, no, you're not. You're going to do all the cynical, like, weird socio-political stuff. You're not going to make fun of the industry as it stands right now and what superheroes are in sort of the zeitgeist of culture, which is what you should be doing.
Yeah, you're going to make fun of Trump supporters. That's what it's there to do. That's how
he keeps saying that. He keeps saying that.
Yeah.
It should be active, up to date. It should be like smart, funny. You need to get the fucking South Park writers like behind The Boys. They would have plenty of fun with all this sort of thing, but they're not going to do it. It's going to be lame. And like the trailer ends with, oh look, it's Homelander and he's drenched in blood.
Wow,
like, yeah, they've done that already several times. I don't give a fuck. It's like but he's like Superman, but he's like unhinged. Wow, right. I've never seen that before.
Gods Among Us, then.
I'm fucking bored of. He's really fast and strong and has laser eyes and can also possibly kill everyone because he's mad.
Okay.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Oh, shitty. Well, it's funny as well because we're just off the fucking heels of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which was fucking proud of itself having evil Superman in that. Yep, evil Superman.
They need to stop prequels. They need to stop evil Superman. There's so many things they need to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need a heroic, hopeful, patriotic Superman.
We do need some heroes. We'd be nice
reconstruction.
To have heroes.
Yeah, not deconstruction, reconstruction. Piston with a €6. Gary, how did you survive the wrath of Miss Nerderotic after taking her to Madame?
It's Miss Nerderotic now.
Yeah. Or did you get roasted and eaten like a marshmallow on a stick?
I'm still here, but it's been a few nights sleeping in my car. I didn't even get the couch.
That's how you got sick.
Yeah, I got sick. Yeah.
Exposed out in the car. In the
Exposure.
Oopsies.
God punished me.
Objectively, a cat with a $10 says, shout out, Literature Devil. Guy has a real gift for triggering the woke side of Twitter with a milk toast media takes. Absolute legend. Yeah, I've triggered Twitter today myself because I posted.
I mean, to be fair to everybody, no disrespect to Literature Devil. It's not hard. Okay, Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Will trigger the shit out of Twitter.
Jay Longbone triggered the shit out of Twitter.
Oh my God, Jay Longbone.
This is my.
Should I even say? She's gotten a lot of shit. She's gotten a lot of shit for her fucking.
She has, and
put it back up, Az. Put it back up.
Oh, hold on. Let me just quick before we go to Jay. Then let's just go. So I posted this up today. For fuck's sake, I just want to buy some food, and I've just got like all these fucking weirdos. It's amazing how easily triggered by anything suggesting LGBTQI acceptance. These crybabies. It's a fucking supermarket. I'm buying food, not taking cock up the ass.
Well, no.
Maybe you should be.
You know, when you go to the checkout, you get the candy. You know, you get the candy at the checkout. You know, it's like, oh, you're gonna tempt you with a little bit of candy. No, I'm good. Okay. Can I tempt you with a fucking cock up the ass? What? What? No, I just came here for food. Well, the Pride flags are here. We're supporting Pride. So, I mean, bring him. Here's Steve. He's handsome. Cock up the ass. No. I've got 2 ribeyes, some cheese, and I just want to fucking go. We got 2 ladies over here. They can scissor for you, and they can tell you about how feminism has absolutely just saved their lives and career. I don't fucking care. Jesus Christ, get this fucking shit out of here. 24/7, 365, pound. I just want my fucking ribeyes and cheese.
So you can go home and shove them up your ass.
So I can shove them up my ass with my boyfriend.
Where they belong.
Where they belong. Yes. Like a normal human being.
You get those cowboy ribeyes, so you get the long bone too.
Yeah. Holy shit. Oh my God. He's getting triggered by LGBTQIA thing. Fucking check out. It's the whole flag. By the way, that whole flag is like wrapped around the whole of the self-checkout area. It's like, how fucking hell. This is getting fucking pathetic. Anyway, Jay Longbone.
Jay Longbone
made a huge mistake. She described watching part of a YouTube video as annoying.
Wow.
Obviously a bigot, a racist.
I should have done a bit more of a warning before I said that, because a lot of people are going to be.
I'm a little triggered right now.
Personally,
I'm not.
I had to process that.
I need
for
to
most people, because Jay Longbone doesn't have like a picture of her as a black woman. She usually has like Judge Dredd or some other avatar. People just assume that Jay Longbone's a dude all the time.
It's fucking great.
And it's so fucking funny when they just kind of attack like that.
There was a quote tweet that had like 10 to 20k likes, saying something along the lines of "Look at this guy's fucking videos. What a loser." It's just, how dare you? How dare you silence a woman of color? That is disgusting and misogynist and racist. So yeah, a lot of Twitter showing their true colors. But for anyone who doesn't know, she criticized Chris Stuckman for making a goofy video, and
about Madam Web.
A lot of people have become very incensed in defense of him, almost so reflexively that they're saying things that not only he didn't say, but some of the stuff they're saying in defense of him contradicts what he says.
Of course. It's social media online. It's meant to.
Well,
social media working as intended.
Yeah, apparently possibly making a movie is the most important thing you can do in your life, by the way, and you cannot criticize anything.
No.
I responded to her tweet saying Stuck just wants to be in the club. The sad thing is they will never accept him. And I was told that Stuckman is making his own feature-length film with actors like Keith David. Meanwhile, you're close to your 60s. That's true. And stuck in your toy-infested room. Okay, my toys?
Infested.
Not infested my room. Yelling about women and minorities in media. And then there's, what have you created in your sad, pathetic life?
It's called YouTube.
I just didn't.
Gary's nearly on 1 million subscribers.
It's all good.
When did we all agree?
They are right.
That, there's no creative sort of expression in YouTube videos. I didn't know that.
No, we didn't.
We did. Oh, I missed that memo, that meeting where they just decided that was the case.
Judging by what the effort stuck. Listen, I'm not. You know what? He's an independent filmmaker making his first movie. I wouldn't necessarily shit on that, expecting it to be like a big blockbuster or anything. But judging from like how much effort he puts into his actual videos on YouTube, I wouldn't expect much.
Well, here's the thing: of all the people that hyper support him, none of them ever seem to promote or talk about his short films that he's released on YouTube. I don't see many of them talking about how
weird
original or effective they are. So maybe we'll see a change of pace with Shelby Oaks when that comes out. But that's really not at all what I'm interested in. Like, Drinker's Mate has been a part of the production of a short film. We've got plenty of people in our sphere that have all kind of creative outputs that go well beyond YouTube videos. But something that really bothers me is that you could have a YouTuber like Chris, who's sitting right next to me, and we're both going to review a film. That's like, we're worlds apart in terms of our processes, and yet we'll both be lumped into the whole, like, you're just a YouTuber. It's like, okay, well, that's I don't mind being just a YouTuber.
Yeah,
I'm completely okay with it.
Yeah, I'm very okay with that.
That's like film actors back in the day saying, "Oh, I won't do television."
Yes,
this is the new medium here. This is the frontier right now, but it's getting bigger and bigger. It's monetizing. People are making big money doing these things, and folks are flocking to it because they're tired of the sanitized, homogenized bullshit that networks feed you. And here you get the real deal. You can find anything you're looking for on YouTube. It's really amazing.
I have two editors that could easily cut a documentary tomorrow. I actually can too. I can edit. I could edit a documentary as good as anything you'll see at Sundance or anything. That same with Perry. Cutting documentaries is not hard. It's getting through a lot of footage, but it does take a talent. But I would stand behind my editors that those two guys, Quarterback Garrett and Perry, could cut with the best of them right now. But they wouldn't want the pay cut. They wouldn't want to go and make a documentary film and make nothing. Make nothing. When you have more of an opportunity here, you don't have to deal with producers, a middleman, a financier, or anything. You just do it here. You put it out to the world, and you see. And there's a bunch of great editors on YouTube that wouldn't want it. Like, why bother going to film when you make more money here?
Yeah. YouTube is like the visual version of comic books, in that you don't need producers and Foleys and art directors and all that other stuff to produce your shows. And I don't need all that extra stuff to produce a comic book. Yep. I can sit down and write it and illustrate it and create it and publish it and then distribute it and send it out, soup to nuts. And that's the same thing with YouTube, is that you create content, you create a show, you build your audience, and it's all on you. And that's friggin' amazing. And it drives the corporate people nuts, I think, because they're like, how are these yahoos doing it? But you're connecting because you're real.
Yeah, but the stupidness of it all is, of course, that the people who will criticize somebody for having a criticism of something are criticizing the person with the criticism of something.
Wait, what?
Exactly. What did you just say?
And this all comes from like a former Stuckman is a former movie reviewer that stopped harshly reviewing movies because he's starting to make them. So he's getting into the industry. And he doesn't feel like he can, but like Robert Meyer Burnett and a bunch of people point out that like there's been a lot of critics who remained critical and still made movies and still made the transition. You don't have to change who you are. Robert being one of them.
Can we just say Quentin Tarantino and Martin Scorsese? They both have been hypercritical of many people involved in industries, to the point where didn't James Gunn like tweet out like he was really sad to hear what Scorsese said because it like shat on his work essentially.
Oh, about comic book movies?
He was like, oh, that sucks to hear because blah, blah. And to an extent I understand what he's saying, but my point is just that you're gonna hurt people's feelings. Of course you are. What the hell? That's how it goes. If we based all language around
gay, so just get over it, okay?
Well, nobody's above criticism. I mean, if you're going to put something out to the public, you're going to be criticized. People are going to go see your product or read your product, whatever it may be, listen to your product, and they're going to say, I either like it or I don't, and here's why I don't like it, or here's why I do like it. It's going to go, both ways.
Yeah. So you can make a YouTube video saying, I've got a gazillion pounds and I'm going to give every single person who comments on this video £1,000. You get shitloads of criticism. Mm-hmm. That would just get shitloads.
Yeah. He wanted a tax write-off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's part of the game, and some people, respond to it differently than others. But like it depends on your life experience. Mm-hmm. It probably is harder for younger people. It probably would have been harder for me in my 20s if I did YouTube, but I'm like old and grizzled. I don't give a shit.
Right.
So like, when people are calling my kid's school over fucking Taco Bout, you just kind of roll with it. You deal with it the way you deal with it. You try not to bring attention. It's way in the past now, so I can talk about it. But like, you just roll with it.
Talk about it.
But we can talk about it in the future.
Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast with $6.65 says Graham Nolan and Compass Comics, tops in quality, expeditious service, communications, trustworthiness, second to none in crowdfunding comics today.
Thank you, brother.
I absolutely agree.
Appreciated.
You're always very communicative. What's going on? You have been very good with your deadlines. If you've had to miss a deadline, you've explained why, because it's either shifting something. But more often than not, you're like pretty damn spot on. Yeah, that's what's called a professional. And
I take great pride in that. You know, I mean, when I worked for the Marvel and DC, I never missed a deadline in 40 years. You know, now with those kind of deadlines, you know, they're uh, random. You know, I guess they're not random, but you know, they're not conducive to producing great work. Because it's a periodical, you know, it's got to come out every 30 days and you've got to churn it out, you know. So, but sometimes restrictions force creativity as well. It forces you to think in different terms and to expedite things. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, I've always prided myself on being able to hit deadlines, and you know, I think it's important specifically for crowdfunding because people are lending me their money in the hopes that they're going to get this project that I have that they funded, and they always do, you know. But I never lose sight of the fact that the money represents trust to me. You know, they're saying, I trust you, I believe in you, and I believe in your concept that you're selling, whatever that may be, and that's really important to me. And I'm really really happy and excited, and just want to thank my backers for all their trust in me. So, you know, I won't let you down. I promise.
I believe you. I believe you.
You've earned our trust.
Yeah.
Graham.
It's you got to earn it. You got to earn it.
Just look at that face. Look at that face right there. They're not to trust.
Neil Horn with a $10 says, I have a comics question. I was bagging some comics and noticed some duplicate Marvel issues were marked differently. Marking at the top left corners were different. Why is that?
Marking as in what?
Yeah, that's vague.
That's on the top left-hand corner. You mean like the pricing was different? Because it depends on the time, but there was direct market, and then there was basically the books that went to comic shops and the books that went to 7-Elevens and stuff, and there'd be like little differences, newsstand editions. So there would be differences there. Like through the UPC code, there'd be a line, you know, or a Spider-Man or something like that instead of the UPC code. There is I think it's a price difference. So there is a different version of the Marvel Star Wars #1 comic. It's quite rare.
Is there a Donnie and Marie Star Wars comic?
Oh, God, I hope so.
One can only hope.
That with Chris Christopherson.
That was wonderful to watch. I'm gonna watch the whole it's like a 12-minute segment. I gotta watch.
Yeah, you gotta watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Go Night Care Bear with a 3-month said, was right. I got some Yorkshire Gold, and dear baby Jesus, it was wonderful stuff. Yeah, it is. Beautiful cup of tea. Also, Gary should start with Orc Law for 40k. Hail. Gonna smash through a couple because we're really against time now.
Yep.
Michael diabetes with a $2 says, Mr. Nolan is legend. Good to see him on your show. Yes, he is. Always a pleasure to have Graham on. DB with the £2. I am vengeance. I am night. I am Batman. I need that Kevin Conroy soundbite for that.
Right.
Curtis D of Montana has been a member for 4. Thank you. Inokman Mon has been a member for 8. If Graham was a hoodlum, do you think his street name would be De Graham Cracker? P.S. Love Joe Frankenstein. It was fun. P.P.S. Dan Vasquez gay. Correct.
No, my street name would be Biggie G.
Biggie G.
Tim Franz with a membership for 21. Hey up, lads. Hail Graham. Thanks for everything. You're keeping me company on the route in the rain today. Nice. Easy G.
Easy G. Easy E. Easy E
was
awesome.
Be easy as. Oh no, that does not. Work.
Easy. It's a valve.
Yeah. Peter Grombe with a 5 Canadian. Question for the panel: do the X-Men work better in their own continuity, or as part of a broader Marvel universe?
Part of a broader Marvel universe. End of story.
Boosh.
Marvel did consider that for a while, though. In the comics, they did. They gave it a thought.
Abe with a 11-month membership. Hello, Tom Cruise can never outrun his gay thoughts. Aww. Obi Pixel with a membership for 5. Agree with Gary on T for sickness. Nolan.
Right.
Your 90s Batman and Bane work is iconic as. Thanks for all your rants. You're my voice against idiots. Plenty out there.
Thanks, pal.
WG with a membership for 33. Thank you, WG. Stitch with a membership for 7. Thank you, Stitch. Philip H with a membership for 4. Thank you, Philip. BMCCB with a membership for 11. I like when Az does that British accent. I do all the. Never mind.
Hey, can you
Let's see
do
if-
an American
Yeah.
accent?
I could do a Stallone accent.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Adrian. Adrian. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Let me just cherry pick a couple. WG with a 50 it says, as you know, I am not heartless, so I donated to the blind cat. Also to comics. Truth be told, I always just assumed my super chats to you were going to pussy anyway. Hashtag scratch cat scratch fever. Yes. Doesn't it always? Isn't that always where it inevitably ends up? Josh Kelsey, got to give love to Josh with a 20. Thank you, Josh. Metal Slave with a 10. Lady here, huge Predator fan. I have action figures, hot toys / sideshow, statues, fan art, and the tiny minority. I don't want an 80-pound girl beating the Predator. Give me the men and the masculinity.
Word.
Boy.
Word.
Metal Slave's an absolute sweetheart as well. Be kind to yourself and others with a 50. Says, check out Lewis Howes with Patrick Bet David. Interesting info on Elon and Disney. Nerdrotic, your link for Meta PCs doesn't work.
We are checking it out. I saw that, and I have told the gang to fix it. Sorry about that.
And I will have to do it. Well, I'll do a super chat square up to do the others on Sunday with afternoon tea with us because we are at our allotted time. And Tinsy Winsy, a couple of minutes bit over. So before we go, Graham, anything that you'd like to plug? Obviously, Joe Frankenstein.
Return to Monster Island. That's what I'm plugging.
Okay, do that instead then. Whatever.
Yeah, why not? I'll do that instead. Yeah, my Return to Monster Island campaign is up. It's a Catch Me Up campaign, so you can get both Monster Island and Return to Monster Island in preparation for the upcoming Escape from Monster Island to finish out the trilogy. If you've read any of the other books, including Ghosts of Metacumba Key, which, by the way, is shipping right now, you're going to see how this all ties in. And I think you're going to really freak out with the epilogues when you see what happens. It was one of those things where it happened when I came up with the idea. I'm like, oh, I went and told my wife, I'm like, and this happens. And she's like, what?
Nice.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, those are those moments where you're like, okay, it all came together. So yeah, really happy about this project. It's super fun. It's a comic your kids can read and you can read as well, and enjoy it on various levels. So yeah, it's some of my other stuff is deeper, more violent, like the Shinu. Obviously, it's like a rated R thing.
Yeah, boy.
Deals with PTSD and a relationship with a father and son. This is straight up fun action adventure comics that kids and adults can read. So I urge you to take a look at it and see if there's anything that interests you and back independent comics, whether they're mine or somebody else's. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Beautiful. The link to the Indiegogo is pinned in the comment section. Go check that. Or go to the description box down below. The link to the Indiegogo is there if you're watching it on the replay. Thank you so much indeed, Graham, for popping on. Always a pleasure to have you on. You're an absolute.
It is. I love hanging out with you guys, and I always appreciate the invitation and your generosity. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Graham.
Hey, look who's here!
I know.
Hey.
Look, he decided to
It's at
make
the
an
end.
appearance. Mauler.
Well, I like the cavernous dark Gary.
Yes.
Mauler tomorrow.
Yeah. So what will I say about that other than that's what I've been prepping for the past few days, collecting all kinds of clips. And for anyone who's familiar with some of the EFAP episodes where I have a robot read out Twitter quote tweets and shit, we've got some of that covered. We're going to have some fun tomorrow. But we're also going to talk about a whole bunch of things that have been happening in relation to that good old Chris Tuckman video. Yes, bonus early EFAP episode, though We probably won't do one Saturday because we're doing one tomorrow because it's going to be a fucking mess in the best of ways. We're going to have a big old gang of people that will be popping in and out depending on availability. This was a nightmare to try and get people together. You know how it is.
I know people talk about like us doing a convention. We can barely get a fucking stream together. Like,
dude, it's so funny when you're like, person A, I can make, this hour and this hour. Person B can't do those hours, can do all the other hours. The person C is like, I could do all the hours in between those hours. It's like, right.
Hey, who was the most accommodating?
Me.
No, me. Me.
See, there's already dissension.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, whenever. It's all right.
That is true. And yeah, it's going to be fun, I think.
You were too, because it's on your channel. Yeah, so
make it weird.
I'm like, the nooner is not going to happen tomorrow because we're going to be on the EFAP. So I was just waiting for Mahler to say something. So instead of a nooner on my channel, we're doing the EFAP.
As per usual, the only reason I don't announce shit is because I'm just worried it'll fall apart and then it doesn't happen. Then people get sad. And I'm just sometimes it's better to just throw surprises at people.
So Chris and I will be like not totally together for the same amount of time, whatever that works out. I don't know, but like Chris and I will be there. Probably Alan Ing, maybe we'll be there.
Carnage,
absolute carnage, and we're going to discuss the discourse amongst the Stuckmanizers.
The intellectual discoursation.
You should call it stuck in the middle. Stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the mud.
I don't mind saying what the title is. I was quite happy with it. It's the,
what is it?
It's the assassination of Chris Stuckman by the coward Chris Stuckman.
That won't get any attention at all. No.
Gary, anything you'd like to plug before we go?
That what Mahler just plugged. I'll be there tomorrow instead of the nooner. Disparu, our favorite lesbian, is going to be on Friday Night Tights. Hopefully I feel better so I can make a video. Thanks for watching my last one. It's doing really well. Didn't think it would. Didn't think anybody would care about it. Madam Web. But
I know. I got like 100,000 views on mine. It's like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
It's Madam Web.
It's like we knew it would be shit, but yeah.
People like some Schadenfreude,
Great. I'm coming for you, Dan Vask. Dan Vask. We're getting close. That finish line is like it's just over the hill, man.
Over the hill and over the veil.
And hail Graham Nolan, man.
Hail Graham Nolan. Yeah, go check out Graham Nolan's Indiegogo campaign and pinned comment and also in the description box down below. The link's there. Thank you for helping the pussycat. More importantly, helping out the lady with the vet bills for that pussycat and its ripped out eye. Thank you so much indeed. The link for that is also in the description box down below. If you want to help with that, all of that is appreciated. I'm going to maybe get a drink and just take a little breather, but I might be back for a GAM stream because Nightingale has just come out on early access, which is kind of looks like a steamy punky survival. Looks interesting.
How was Helldivers, by the way?
Helldivers is a lot of fun when you're playing with other people. If you're on your own, you're fucked.
Oh,
unless you're just playing low difficulty levels, because the balancing is really skewed for groups. But when you're with a group of people, a lot of fun.
The funniest thing about Helldivers 2 is how it's ignited hardcore discourse and everyone's fighting over Starship Troopers on Twitter.
It's like an even more satirical Starship Troopers.
No, and then all that talk of media literacy starts again. It's like, oh Jesus.
Media literacy.
I love when people go, I am so much smarter than you, and I understood a movie completely differently than you did. Not because I didn't have a different perspective, because I'm smarter than you.
Oh, dude,
my mom told me.
It's all subjective, interpret at your will. That's the beauty of film. Crowd saying stuff like, "Hey, you're interpreting it wrong. Stop it."
Interpreting it wrong.
Exactly.
Jeez. Barbie, you're watching it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ken was by far the hero of the fucking story, and bringing the patriarchy to Barbie Land was the best thing that ever happened to those women. But it's just you're watching it wrong. So massive thank you to everyone who came to watch today. Mods, thank you so much indeed for giving up your free time. Everybody who super chatted, membered, remembered, gifted memberships. Thank you so much indeed for the support on the channel. We'll be back with some more stuff very soon. And again, big thank you to Graham Nolan being our
Cheers.
special
Guys.
guest.
Thank you. Thank you,
Back
chat.
Alien Alamo on Indiegogo right
Yeah,
now.
stop it.
My
You
bad.
can get it on CompassComics.com.
Sorry, I can see it. Yeah, you can. You can.
CompassComics.com.
You can get all of them. You can get all of them at CompassComics.com. But back return
what?
to Monster Island. Link pinned and
You
also in the
said
description.
.com, right? You said .com right there, not .com.
.com.
Okay.
.com. I'm gonna .com.
There's two versions, Gary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be careful.
There's the .com and the .com.
There's the rated R version. And there's the other one.
Until then, you take care. Bye for now. Bye.
See ya.